Welcome to Nerd TV for another RSR Next Generation Cup Series race. Coming at you live from the simulated Worldwide Technology Raceway under the lights tonight for 145 laps around this 1.25 mile Phoenix Darlington baby version of a track. So here's your weather, 67 degrees. Nice and cool out here tonight. 73% humidity. It's kind of high for being at nighttime, but it's in Illinois as well. But we'll take it. Cloudy and no wind. So it's going to be a fun, grippy race here tonight for these next generation cars for the Next Generation Cup Series. My name is Jeremy Stanley, aka Jay Swifty. And to my right, Jason Rockefeller is back in the house, man. What is up?
Long time no see, I guess. I'm glad that I'm back. It's been a really hectic last few weeks personally, but we're back better than ever. I think my last race I called with you guys was Kansas, and I joined halfway through the race because I was just so busy that day. But here I am in partake for a whole event here tonight at Gateway, which should be very, very exciting. The Cup Series definitely put on a show on Sunday afternoon. If you caught that race, Austin Cindric got his second career victory at the expense of the driver that I will not say because I will start to cry. And yeah, it was tough. But hey, this is a really interesting track, and I think that this track doesn't get enough love for what it is. It's really unique, and Jeremy, you put it perfectly. This track, it's like a mini Darlington, literally shape-wise from an overhead view. Shape-wise, Darlington. Races like a short track, but races like an intermediate and races like a Phoenix or a New Hampshire-style racetrack at the same time. You're going to see a lot of guys utilizing that bottom through 3 and 4, but the outside will get a lot of momentum coming off those corners. And then going into 1 and 2, you're downshifting from 4th to 3rd gear sometimes, and you can either go up the racetrack and diamond it, or you can enter high and cut low and diamond the corner early. So this is a very unique racetrack. Like I said, I don't think this track gets nearly enough love. When the Cup Series started coming here in 2022, I was stoked because this track has so many great moments. You think back to Brad Keselowski versus Carl Edwards. You think back to the Truck Series races they've had here. It's just such an awesome place to race, and I'm really excited to see what these guys can do under the lights tonight, which is going to be an unusual scene as well.
Heck yeah, man. And if they did it like they did in the Cup Series race on Sunday, where they're utilizing that third groove, something you don't really see on the iRacing surface for a track like this, if they can get that track rubbered up and run, that'd be amazing to watch. But only time will tell, especially in 3 and 4. Your boy Blaney was basically scraping the wall in 3 and 4 in the center of the corner. So that would be awesome. And Dustin, you're off the camera tonight. You're off the voice, except for maybe on post racing right now. How's it feel to be back full producing tonight?
It feels great to have the team back. We understand, work schedule's been hectic for our boy Jason there, but it's definitely a good feeling to have the dream team back. So definitely look forward to hearing you guys call the race and try to bring some of the best shots we can.
Yes, you will. You never seem to fail us, and Jason always throws requests, and you're always on it. But now you've got a lot of double duty practice, and you've been on top of it too, so expect awesome work from your side of things tonight. A minute and a half left in this qualifying session. We got a ton of times posted, 21 so far. Looks like we got 30 entries for Gateway. That's pretty impressive, Jason.
Yeah, that is really impressive. We had 31 cars in last night's FTSR Mach 1 Performance Cup Series event, if you caught that on LSR TV. It was a very, very, very hectic and chaotic race. We had some rivalries. We had some drama. A lot of the heavy hitters got taken out of it. And quite frankly, the five of the guys that I really had circled on my sheet tonight coming into Gateway on my note sheet, pretty much they are all within the top 3, and then some of them inside the top 2. I mean, you look at, obviously, last year's winner here at Gateway, Ryan Bean. He's also, the driver who won last week at Charlotte. By the way, 1/1000th of a second. I did catch that, and that was pretty spectacular to see that finish at Charlotte. He's going to be really fast tonight, obviously. He's 3rd on the board right now. Nate Campbell's your points leader. If Ryan Bean wants to catch him within these points, he's going to have to maximize points here for these next few weeks. And also, Nate Campbell's going to have issues. Remember, dating back all the way to Kansas, Ryan Bean had a mishap early on in the race, and that really set him back, which was about a 7-6 points gap going into that race, then was extended to about over 70 points or so. And right now he sits about 66 below his teammate. Harold Watkins, he finished 12th here last year. He led 39 laps. He's also third in points. Kevin Zabadil, runner-up here 1 year ago. He was really fast in practice. Fifth up on the board right now. John Velocity, he would love to try to get redemption from last week, coming up by 1/1000th of a second short. And Richie Coy, last year's FTSR winner here, did very well, got wrecked a couple times last night, but he's also looking to try to win here tonight at Gateway, and those are my 5 drivers to watch tonight.
There you go, spilling it all out here as we're starting to take the grid here for tonight's Victory Fuel 200 at the virtual Worldwide Technology Raceway. And here we go. We're going to go same thing we did on Sunday. We're going to take a walk down the starting grid on the front stretch. P1, Richie Coy in the 19. Second place will be Nathan Campbell. Third, Ryan Bean. Fourth place will be Kevin Zabadil. Starting in fifth will be Harold Watkins, and to the outside, Doyle Lawrence pick, of course, Jeff Chandler in the 31. Seventh place will be John Velocity, the 1/1000th of a second runner-up, who's trying to get that first W of the season. Eighth place will be Rusty Modesty. Ninth, Adam Boughton in the top 10 starting spot goes to Matt Hayden.
Top 20 here in row number 6. You got Anthony Ludi in the number 88 machine for Slide Jobs Racing. Andrew Little to the outside, who's had a pretty solid, successful season in row 6. Row number 7, you'll find Michael Sheffield and Bob Fitzpatrick Jr. in the number 3. Row 8, you'll find James Gatrone and Kent Mueller there in the 26 machine. Row number 9, you'll find Alexander Hodge and Michael Carter. Steve Potter and Kane Lee will wrap out the top 20.
And the rest of the field, 21st will be Anthony Younes, 22nd, Brock Potter, 23rd, Kevin Ruff, 24th, Jerry Culver, and that's the last person to take time. Everybody else sorted by iRating. So 25th will be Brandon Gagnon, 26th, Zach Strenthal, 27th, Nolan Potter, 28th, Stephen Rasick, 29th, Robert Fitzpatrick in the 12, and Mark Thibodeau in the 27 will be your 30th place driver for this Victory Fuel 200. They've got 145 laps. Your fuel window is going to be somewhere between 50 and 55. And Jason talked about it earlier. There's going to be shifting. You might see 5th gear. You're going to see tons of 4th gear. And even in 1 and 2, you might see 3rd gear. So it all depends on what gear you're going to be running. Will determine your fuel mileage here this evening. Tons of tire wear. These next-gen cars, for me personally, they don't drive well here. I don't have a setup. I don't know what the setup these guys are running tonight. But at the end of the day, we're going to see a lot of cars having troubles. We're going to see a couple cars that just nicely prepared for this race and are going to stand out, Jason.
Yeah, I think the big thing here coming into tonight, Jeremy, is really 2 things. One, we're racing under the lights compared to the daytime, which was what officials and also most league races ran this week. So cooler temperatures, a little bit more grip. But the second thing, watch out for turn 2 with the tire wear here at Gateway and the way that banking is and transitions onto that flat surface. That's going to be a troublesome spot. We could see a lot of drivers go around.
Jeff Chandler got picked on by Doyle Lawrence, saying he ran the wrong car. It's a night track, and that car looks like it's a ghost out there. But here we go. Green flag is out on the 45, Campbell. What a start over Richie Coy. Usually we see the first place car take that jump, but Nathan's going to clear your pole sitter into turn number 1. They go single file for the first 3, 2 wide there for 4th and 5th place. And we're starting to see almost 3 wide here mid-pack.
These Gen 7 cars look so beautiful under the St. Louis lights here at Gateway, Jeremy. I love all the various paint schemes and the lights just glimmering off those wrap jobs. Great action so far here for the opening lap. You see Kent Mueller there all the way up at the top of the racetrack. He's side by side with James Gatrone. That's the battle going on. What would be for the 15th position? They head into turns 1 and 2. Some drivers double files, others single file as Richie Coy tries to take a look to the inside of Nate Campbell for the lead up at the front of the field.
As they're to space out, I saw some damage on a couple of cars. The 94, Nolan Potter, did not have the start he needed. Stacked up Anthony Younes, Kevin Lee Ruff, and Brandon Gagnon. The worst one, Brandon Gagnon, has some nose damage directly in the center of that Chevrolet Camaro. So a couple cars already hurt in this event. You're going to see his nose pushed in right there. Not going to affect him too much being a short track styled racetrack, but nonetheless, damaged for several cars already on the opening lap.
And that's the thing here. Oh, we got trouble off the corner. 2 cars sideways out and into the grass. That would be Steve Potter and Brock Potter. The 2 Potters are into the grass off turn number 2, but they are able to recover. I believe Brock did make contact, though, Jeremy, with that inside concrete wall. I see a little bit of damage there on that left front. You could see the 94 off turn 2 just loses it, and Brock's got absolutely nowhere to go, and the Haviland machine makes contact, and boom, right into the wall. A little bit of left front damage, but hey, I saw Richie Coy take a lot of damage yesterday, Jeremy, and it would not surprise me if that 4 machine is still fast somehow by the end of this race.
Didn't look like the impact was too bad. You always worry about these toe links being on the Gen 7 car, being damaged or broken, and I don't think that impact was strong enough to do that. So they just lost a lot of track time, but I don't think they're out of this event. We're going to have a caution at some point, I can almost guarantee you. But if you look to the field right now, every single driver except for one up there, right there he is, the 23 Watkins, he's going to make the pass over Matt Hayden in the number 5 car. And everybody else is single filed out here, but there's racing here, and Richie Coy's challenging for that race lead.
Yeah, Richie Coy is so good here at Gateway. And last night, Jeremy, what I was talking about with the damage and the issues he had 2 incidents that were basically 99.9% identical. We saw some drivers in last night's Mach 1 Cup race make contact down into turn 1, sent through the grass, come up, clip Richie Coy in that left rear quarter panel, and set him up and into the wall. But somehow, some way, he was able to rebound for a solid finish. Not once, but twice he made a comeback. Richie Coy would like to rebound here with a good top 3 or possibly a win here tonight. But obviously, he's going to have to beat the Stealth Boys tonight as him and Ryan B nearly make contact through 1.
Almost looked like Kyle Larson, Kyle Busch into turn number 1. Thankfully, those guys did not have a spill in the center of 1 and 2. We got one more car in the back. Just went to the infield. It looks like it's going to be Bob Fitzpatrick Jr. here in the number 3 Dark Horse Mustang. He took a lot harder hit, it looked like, than Brock Potter did in the 4. As you kick it to the Nerd TV replay. Broke loose, kind of similar to Steve Potter. And you're going to see him drive down. Oh, yeah, much harder hit there to the left front. Not sure how that thing's going to perform after that.
Yeah, that's heavy left side damage to that car, so he could have probably bent a toe link. That steering offset might be off from what it really was with the original ratio he had at the start of this race, so definitely some damage he will have to repair here whenever we do see either caution pit stops or green flag pit stops. Got a little battle going on back here for the 7th spot. You have Rusty Modesty, Harold Watkins, and also Matthew Hayden right behind them in the number 5 machine there. Beautiful red, white, and blue number 5. He's trying to make a move, and Watkins and Modesty now side by side into 1.
And great battle here. 23 on the inside. Trying to pass this number 6. This would put him in 7th place here if he can make the pass completed. 3 and 4, the preferred groove is definitely on the inside. So as long as Harold can hold the bottom, he should have a decent chance at making this pass. But Rusty is not giving it up here. He's going to fall a little bit here on the front straightaway just by a nose advantage. Watkins in the 23 gets that 7th place position on the scoring pylon. And I do have to agree with you, Doyle Lawrence. Matte finish schemes look best at night races. Glossy or matte finish. Chrome, forget about it at night. That's for the daytime. But I'm going to agree with you with the matte and the glossy finish.
Man, and I don't know if y'all picked up my mic there for a second, but I said, whoa, Matt Hayden. He had a wicked loose save. He looked like SVG back at Portland on Saturday afternoon, going sideways through 1 and 2. Made a hell of a save. Yes, he may have lost 3 or 4 spots, but that could have been a race ender, especially with how these Gen 7 cars, Jeremy, they snap so easily. And this is a little after the fact here, but if we could rewind it, do that VCR replay that I know Dustin loves to do for me, watch coming out of here out of 4. He's going to have a huge run by the time they get into 3. And then out of 4, he has a massive run. I think he had a little bit more speed than anticipated. And with that dirty air, he eventually just goes sideways when they got into turn number 1. We saw a lot of guys wheel hopping on there on Sunday. And obviously out of turn 2, lots of drivers getting loose like we've also had here tonight. There he is into the corner. Little too hot, as a great moment and is able to save it there. Heads up driving by Matt Hayden could have just saved his race.
It didn't look like much from that view, but I tell you, if you're sitting in the cockpit, that looked way more terrifying, knowing these next-gen cars can snap loose, and it's real quick, and it's done. So the fact that he was able to do a slight little slide, keep it going straight, job well done by the number 5. He resumes now in 12th place, right behind the 38 of James Catrone, who's up, the 68. Andrew Little's going to do the same thing Matt Hayden did there a couple laps prior. He's going to hang on to it, but he's going to lose the spots to the 38 and the 5 here on the backstretch.
Great save there by Andrew Little and really everybody else to not get into him there. And you could just tell, though, Jeremy, that turns 1 and 2, even without the beating sun on this racetrack, I mean, it is still slick at a turn 2 and even into 1 and 2 in general. It's just a very slick course of the racetrack. You go from high speed, 5th gear, all the way down to 4th, sometimes even 3rd gear there. So it can really make these drivers get discombobulated into those corners, and thankfully they're all able to save it. But look at this, Richie Coy up at the front of this field. He's gotten around both the Stealth boys. He's got something to say there in that Nerd Motorsports machine.
It was not the cleanest pass for being less than 20 laps into the event. The 19 overdrives entry turn 3, just turns the 45 into a nice little 30-degree slider through turn 3. Shot him up the track. That opened the door for the 19 and the 28 to make the pass on Nathan Campbell. And here's the Nerd TV replay shot of it coming to turn 3. Overdrives it, puts him into the corner. Really has to hang on tight to it. Great save by Nathan, but that's going to allow the 19 to take the lead.
And here's the thing, too, Jeremy, is last night after the Mach 1 Performance Cup Series race for FTSR, I had the opportunity to talk to Daniel Simmons after the race was over, and he came back to finish 3rd after an issue with him, similar to Richie Coy. And he said that the dirty air here, compared to most tracks, is just absolutely horrendous. So you got to take these opportunities to pass when they're given to you. And, I mean, if you're close enough, you may even have to give the bumper. I know with iRacing and the way that these cars work, you can't really hit drivers. You see Ryan Bean really overdrive the corner there, try to get to the bumper of the 19. But if you can kind of get a guy out of shape, maybe pack a little air on that left rear, and then give him the bumper if need be, you can really make a pass work. Because trust me, on this long run, it is going to be super-duper hard to pass.
It really is, and you might see a little bit of that bumper action as this race continues, especially in the back half of it. If you can't make that pass, it is so tough on the inside to do anything when the tires are a little bit old. You've seen some good action back here in the mid-pack area for 14th and 15th side by side. This is the 34 of Nolan Potter and Alexander Hodge in the blue car. The 88 of Anthony Ludi, he's on the outside of this little 3-car battle right now on the front straightaway. They're going to complete lap number 17, and this is going to be a great time to shout out one of our series sponsors, the sponsor, main premier one for the Tuesday Night Cup Series, BestOne Tire and Service. If you're looking for a one-stop automotive repair and tire shop, BestOne Tire and Service helps you get new tires, tire repairs, and auto service you need from the people you can trust. Check out where they're nearest located to you by visiting bestonetire.com.
Ryan Bean up at the front, though, Jeremy, really kind of slid those tires a lot, and it really hurt him with the fronts because Nathan Campbell's been easily able to run him back down. And now they just can't get to Richie Coy at all. We talk about that dirty air and being so crucial here at a track like Gateway, and just in general, really the flat tracks overall. You go to Phoenix, and it's just terrible. You go to New Hampshire, it's terrible. Martinsville, kind of just a different situation with the aero package and the tires that they have there not wearing enough. But this track, though, again, it's very underrated. It's a very technical track, and in my opinion, this is really a driver's racetrack. If you don't know how to drive this racetrack, you're never really going to be good at it. It's kind of like Darlington, not necessarily with the shape-wise, but in the same kind of, I guess you could say the same sense because, you know, it's a driver's racetrack. Like I'd mentioned, if you don't have a grip on this racetrack, it's going to be very hard for you to have that confidence to drive up through the field. And if you don't, obviously, you could really find yourself in trouble.
You 100% could here, and we're just watching this battle as you were talking. Oh, no, 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 in the number 1 car. Michael Sheffield hard into the inside wall just on the exit of turn 4. He's going to lose his front bumper clip. He's probably got some type of suspension damage. Yeah, he can't hold the inside there. We're going to kick it to the TV replay to see what happened. Just got loose. These next-gen cars, once it's gone, it's gone. And that is the hardest impact, no safer barrier. But now, after this happens a half lap later, we're going to get our first Boomer button boxes caution of the evening on lap 21. I don't believe that was the cause, and it looks like Dustin might have it. Oh, it's continued. Okay. Oh, no. Mark Thibodeau tries to avoid Michael Sheffield, and just like that, actually, Jason, that car doesn't look too badly hurt.
But, I mean, it was still kind of like, you know, a really hard hit. So he's going to have a lot of repair. And I tell you something, Jeremy, this is definitely not the last time we're going to see drivers head towards that inside wall because it has happened all night. And I know in this case, it wasn't a driver getting loose. It was a driver trying to avoid, but got on the brakes a little too late and just slid. And the car just snapped on Thibodeau there. And, I mean, fortunately, he's able to save the car, but unfortunately, he's going to have some damage there. And we'll see what he can do now the rest of the race.
Everybody on pit road. And this is going to be a great time for us to kick it to our first picture-in-picture commercial break. We're going to be right back before the drop of the green flag for the second time this evening. And back to full screen here. We have a half a lap left before we're going to drop the green flag for the second time this evening. Green flag will fly at lap 26, and we got a good mix-up of people in the top three. Adam Mountain up 8 positions. He's from 9th to 1st, and that number 10 is going to start this race. Kane Lee from 20th to 2nd. I don't think he came down for tires or anything, so he's going to try to do what he can inside this top 5. And then your third place, number 17, Kevin Zabadil, started 4th and 3rd. And then you're going to find your pole sitter tonight. Richie Coy is going to be starting in 4th. Ryan Bean in 5th. That's your top 5 for this restart. Waiting for the green flag to fly here at the Geico restart zone. You can get the green at the tail end of that area. And then number 10 is going to clearly jump over Kane Lee here into turn number 1. The 17, Zabadil, is going to have a door open for him on the inside through 1 and 2.
Yeah, and you see Boughton easily able to get past Kane Lee, and with Kane Lee staying out, he's going to drop like a rock. If there's one thing that I noticed in yesterday's Mach 1 race, Jeremy, is that if you stayed out or even took 2 tires, you were falling back like a rock, and you were doing it really, really quickly, and I'm sure Kane Lee is going to hold a lot of drivers up, and he's going to fall back like a rock in quite a hurry.
Yeah, I mean, after a couple laps, these tires get primed up and full speed. Yeah, I'd expect this 91 to just fall back to the top 10 in a hurry, no question there. But still looks like a pretty clean restart. Oh, the 45 gets a little loose, almost makes contact with his teammate there on the outside. They still remain fender to fender going to turn 3. The nose advantage to the 45 of Campbell. Can they go 3 wide around Kane Lee safely? They look like they almost do. Slight contact to the 45-28 once more, but Nathan Campbell takes the spot.
Yeah, able to take the spot there, and Richie Coy following right behind him. Ryan Bean nearly ran to the back of his teammate there, entering turn number 1, but he's able to keep it going. Richie Coy slides through. Kane Lee continuing to fall. Now Jeff Chandler, who's usually a driver who has those long-run cars. Yesterday, he had a long-run car, was really strong in those long-run portions when we got them, but just so many cautions. They just happened too quickly. Jeff never really got the chance to show the long-run speed until the very last stint of it. And hopefully tonight we could see a long-run green flag, from here on out. Maybe no cautions. This 31 machine, he could be a contender tonight as well.
That's exactly what Doyle. Oh, the Ryan Bean 28 wicked loose turn 2. He's going to lose a ton of positions. He was in 4th place when he got loose. We're going to try to see if we can find it. But he's going to drop all the way back behind the number 2 strength and all. That's going to be 15th position. But there's that 31 still in your script. Here we go. Nerd TV replay. We found the clip. 28 Ryan Bean right there, center of your screen in the blue, HendrickCars.com. That's the 3rd time we've seen a car do that. And look at him just dropping back position after position, 4th to 15th for the 28.
Yeah, and that's tough because, this is what we exactly talked about with Ryan Bean. He cannot afford mistakes like this, Jeremy. He needs all the points that he can get. And his teammate, Nathan Campbell, Jeremy, this year, 13 for 13 top 5 finishes. So every race this year that Nathan Campbell has finished in the top 5, it is just more and more points getting added on to his resume and towards that championship. Ryan Bean cannot afford to see that 45 get further and further ahead, and that's definitely going to set him back quite a bit.
If he does make the entire season, you are absolutely correct. The 45 is outdoing Ryan Bean, statistically speaking, this season. Last season was a clean sweep. Ryan Bean was the guy, but in this time, 45 Campbell has been that guy for the team of Stealth Motorsports. So, and right now he's got a little recovery here from the 28 to get back to him. He's currently running in 2nd place. But right now this entire field is single file, Jason. Oh, the 17 a little loose. He's going to drop a couple spots back. That's Kevin Zabadil. But look at this. The number 10, Adam Boughton, still leading this race. Clean air seems to be very important. You kind of talked about dirty air here in the pre-race presented by Martin Sports, but I see the 45 finally taking charge here, trying to take the race lead, but the clean air is really helping Adam right now.
Yeah, it's definitely helping him for sure, but obviously you see Nathan Campbell getting down to the inside, easily makes way past the 10 machine. Now Richie Coy he's going to have to work on that 10 machine as he gets a little bit loose coming out of turn number 2 down the back straightaway. I'm sure Richie's going to throw it on down in there, in which he does. But again, so hard to complete passes here off turn number 4. We saw it Sunday, we saw it yesterday, and we're seeing it here tonight. Watch this 10 machine. He's going to have a great run here off the corner. But that time, Richie Coy had a great exit compared to most drivers who run that bottom. Usually you want to be up top there on exit, but Richie Coy making it look easy from the bottom.
He had a ton of practice last night, and he's showing it tonight here through the first 34 laps. And I seen a little pass here. James Controne there in the 38. Trying to look on the inside of Alexander Hodge. They're in the new colors. Number 11, sponsored by Walmart, it looks like, this weekend. And he's all but has the 11 cleared. They both get a little loose through 4. But ultimately, it's going to go to James Controne to take that position away. It's going to move him up into the top 10 in the 10th place position. Right ahead, Kane Lee, though, he's starting to drop back a little bit more. He is slow. It's going to open the door for the 38 to take. Oh no, here we go. Great save by Catrone. He knew he was on camera, got a little stage fright, gets loose. He's going to lose that spot to the 11, to the 68, and to the number 2 here as Matt Hayden tries to look to the outside in 3 and 4.
And obviously Kane Lee staying out, it is not helping him at all. He's continuing to fall back now. But Ryan Bean, despite slipping back a little bit from that getting loose part off turn number 2, he's been able to recover just a little bit. Big gaggle of cars, though, going through 1 and 2. Nearly some contact there between Zach Schrenthal and actually the 11 of Hodge gets up into the wall. That's who the 2 machine almost made contact with. These guys double file, everybody fighting for every single position out here on this track right now.
Yeah, it was single file for a moment. Now this whole place is just full of racing, especially right here on your screen. And to no prevail, it's going to be right around the 10th place spot is where we're seeing the most action on the track. We're seeing the several cars running that second, maybe even touching the 3rd groove. And some runs still on the bottom, like the 19 Richie Coy that you talked about a few laps prior. But the tires are definitely in that mid to long run situation, and all the cars are feeling it. They're searching for a grip at this point. And also, kind of like what I mentioned, you're going to see a couple class acts through the field. That's your 45, 19, 31 so far. The only guys kind of grouped up together at this point.
For sure. I mean, this is the thing, too, Jeremy, with these restarts, it's so hard to get away from one another. Because of just, and Schrenthal loose off too, and he's able to save it there. He falls back to now Potter and Catrone, and also, hard hit into the wall back there. Brandon Gagnon gets collected. This should bring out the caution if I had to guess, but wow, no caution, probably because it's in the back of the field. But that is another one of the Potters there. That is Steve Potter getting really loose off turn number 2, whipped it around, and Brandon Gagnon nowhere to go there. Jeremy, I'm so sorry.
Broke the right rear axle piece, it looked like, from that angle. And I worked on, this is my paint scheme, and he was supposed to run this last week. He brings it in here tonight and gets collected with the 94 Steve Potter here. And I'm going to blame that wreck actually on Thomas Pope there on the YouTube chats. As soon as he commented, Gagnon is the Brett Bodine of iRacing, which, for whatever that's worth, as soon as he pressed enter on that keyboard, he gets involved in that wreck. So I'm going to throw that to Thomas as the caution, or as the wreck provider here for that wreck.
A big heartbreak, especially a heartbreak there for obviously Brandon Gagnon. Just nowhere to go, though, coming off turn 2. And that's the thing, you can really be put in a blind spot there on corner exit. And unfortunately for, Steve Potter just whipped around, nowhere that Brandon Gagnon could have gone. See a battle right here going on between the 15 and 17. John Velasquez, last week's runner-up, trying to get past the 17, and does. Back to turn number 1. Those two battling up inside the top 10 for race.
Yeah, 8th place is where the 15 resides at this time on lap 41. And right there you see one car, the 8 car. He's way up on the track about that 3rd groove. That's going to be Michael Carter trying to either let someone by or searching for grip up there on the upper half of this track as we're 20 laps, 25 laps into this tire and fuel run. I remember the field window, if they go green the whole way, is going to be 50 to 55 laps before they come down pit road. But just a great amount of racing right now, Jason. We're going to shout out another one of our partners while we have the chance to do so. Admin Box is built by iRacers for iRacers to be utilized in league and hosted racing. The goal is to make race control as easy as possible. And with this box, you get LED backlit buttons with all the admin commands possible. And you just plug it in via USB, and you're ready to go. So if you want to up your admin game or anything race control related, head yourself over to adminbox.com. That's adminboxx.com, and use that promotion code RSR-BOXX. That'll save you 10% off your purchase.
Ford machine of Brock Potter. Remember how he was up and into the inside, or rather down into the inside wall many laps ago? Look at him now, all the way back up to 13th, doing a great job. So I guess that damage didn't really affect that Ford machine all that much, because he's still got some really good speed right now in that Ford machine. Here's a good battle that's been going on for a continuous amount of laps. The 5 to 91 and also the 2, they're going to be side by side in a turn 1. This could be dicey.
Ooh, I saw some contact from the 17 and 68 as well, as we're focusing on this here. The 5, Matt Hayden's going to give it up. He's going to let go of the throttle early. He's going to oh, is that the number 2 there? If Zach Strengthenol just cuts across the nose as well. So we see some Dyson right now. One car coming down pit road this time. Didn't see who that was exactly, but I saw at least one car come down. So right there we are. The number 13, that's Jerry Culver, 1 lap down, so he's not really in contention at the moment. Going to do an unscheduled pit stop for the 13. Looking back at the 17, Zabadil. Him and the 68 last time through turn 2. Oh, and the number 5 of Matt Hayden. This spot right here, this infield wall in turn 2 exit, is the most popular location on this track for wrecks.
Yeah, and it's all because of the way that banking comes down, Jeremy, because you go from all that and then you try to get back into it, and it also includes the shifting aspect. You just see the 5. Boy, just gets really loose there coming off turn 2. Hits the inside wall pretty hard. We've seen a continuous amount of drivers do that here tonight. And it's going to be some heavy damage for him to kind of try to come down and repair, obviously, but he's able to recover and keeps on going.
We've seen Thibodeau do that. We've seen Steve Potter go down there. We saw the Brock Potter go down there early with Steve. Just quite a few cars have made that way to that infield wall off exit of turn 2. And so that is your, as Dustin, our producer, would like to call it, coffin corner. I think he dubbed it even before the pre-race even started. If not, it was the pre-race, he mentioned it. And once again, he's on the money on this particular one.
Yeah, definitely on the money for sure. Good little battle, though, going on back here. Look at Anthony Yuns, Kane Lee. There's the 6 of Rusty Modesty, who had a really good start, but is falling now outside the top 15. You see right there behind him, that's Bob Fitzpatrick Jr. Coming into the battle in that 3 machine, though, the Team Conti car. Lots of great battles all over the place. And the one driver I'm keeping my eye on, a little bit of contact going into turn 1, sends the 3 machine up the racetrack. This could get dicey. All able to save it, though, coming off the corner. But guess who I'm keeping an eye on, Jeremy? Richie Coy. Slowly starting to gain on that 45.
He broke out to a little bit of a lead, and Richie with the long run. This is where I know Richie to be at his best, that mid to late run. He saves the tires, typically speaking, more than the next guy. And here he is. He gained a 10th last time by 3/10 behind the 45. He's going to gain another 10th here on the back straightaway alone. He's going to follow him in that second groove through 3 and 4, but erase that. The boomer button box is caution for the second time. Flies on lap 49. And we're going to figure out what happened to whoever was involved in this one. We've seen a lot of cars slow through 1 and 2, possibly trying to figure it out. And right there it is. Turn 2, coffin corner. The 54, Anthony Yunes. He's going to be collected with a couple of guys. He gets loose solo. They're going to see it here. There he is. He's already getting loose. Heavy braking. Whips it around right in front of Kevin Lee Ruff. bumps him right there in the left rear. 180 going to hit the 99. And that's your third caution. Oh, and Jerry Colbert. Oh, and Brandon Gagnon as well. So it's going to bring in 4 drivers in total.
Yeah, that's definitely a big hit, obviously. But, I mean, it is what it is. This is the thing, though, Jeremy. This track, we talked about it, and it's just a troublesome spot there off turn number 2. And a lot of drivers been having issues, and definitely not the last time that we're going to see it all night long here. And here's the thing for Richie Coy. He knows that 45 is fast. Can he execute in the pits better than this 45 machine? He's going to have to get right up on his bumper. I see the RC pit board, so he's going to be coming into his box here shortly. There's the 45. He'll come in just 2 stalls, or actually the stall right behind him. This is going to get interesting.
Yeah, let's see who can win the race off of pit road here. Looking at the YouTube chats too, Chris Dixon, I'm on your side. Not sure the comparison. That's why I said I just don't know what it meant. But oh, Dustin's camera needs a new lens there on turn 1 wall. That was just little boy firing the cameraman. He said, producer quick to press the fire button. And as he tries to find a new cameraman for turn 1, we're gonna stick to the other TV cameras here until we get a quick replacement. Looking through the field and seeing a couple guys come down for the second time. I think the 83 Gagnon, he's going to take the wave around. He was a part of that wreck. He was not granted the lucky dog, but everybody else in front of him pitted. He stayed out. So Brandon's going to take the natural wave around there. Going to put him 1 lap down on this field. Jerry Culver's going to remain 4. Michael Sheffield currently out of this race. So no lucky dogs awarded for this caution.
Yeah, and now here's the thing. You have some drivers that obviously stayed out, and some drivers that elected, I believe, to take 2 tires there, like James Catrone and Andrew Little. I believe they only took 2 tires. Steven Rasick stays out, and I believe he's going to restart here first if obviously he doesn't elect to come to the pits very late. I know Brandon Gagnon is trapped behind the pace car. He might get the way around, but I don't believe so, like you said, Jeremy. So this is going to be an interesting restart. We already saw it once with Kane Lee there on the front row. Remember, he had stayed out. Now you have Steven Rasick. If he doesn't like the pit here before we go back green, he's going to restart here. And then you have 2 drivers on 2 tires, Catrone and Little. This could make it interesting for Campbell and Coy. It's going to be a race to see who can get past those slower cars the fastest, obviously.
Yeah, 100% there. And while we got a moment here, just over a lap left before we're going to go back to green flag action on lap 54. We're going to shout out no more to the RSR partners this time. Waterford Concepts LLC is your leader in engineering, 3D printing, 3D scanning, and composite manufacturing, focused primarily on automotive, RC, and motorsport. Waterford Concepts is your shop to make ideas a reality. Visit them on Facebook at facebook.com/Waterford Concepts.
Here we go. We're getting ready to double up, Jeremy. This is going to be really interesting again. Nathan Campbell's going to have to get through 3 cars if he wants to get back to this lead. Sure, he's a lane ahead, or rather a row ahead of Richie Coy, but Richie's going to have this bottom side. Nate is going to be kind of boxed in on that outside. I'm really interested to see how this restart's going to play out for those 2.
Yeah, absolutely. This is the highest we've seen these 2 by far. The 21 started 28th. So what is going on with Rusty Modesty? Did I just see fire come from underneath the chassis of the 6 there on the camera? I'm not sure. We're going to extend the caution by a lap. That was the oddest thing I've ever seen under caution break here. Okay, he's rolling. Everything looks fine. I just saw sparks shoot out this thing. I had never seen something like that before.
I'm trying to see what the heck happens here. I'm still kind of wondering what's going on.
Still waiting. And a little blackout there from the camera work. Oh, of course it disappears when that happens. Jason.
So, okay, yeah, so he had a connection issue. I think what he had was he probably had a screen freeze where everything kind of shut off, but then came back, because that's why that is not a technical issue. Oh my goodness.
The whole thing blew up though. The rear came off, the front came off, the tires
Dustin,
shot
back
out.
this thing up real quick for us again.
What's going on here?
I need to see this crap one more time.
But then he's fine.
I know, and I don't understand what in the hell happened. Just watch how destroyed this car gets, Jeremy. Real quick. And it only happens for a split second. Ready? There it is. That thing is destroyed. And then it's good.
So,
I don't understand.
So in the virtual world of any racing period, there is this thing called latency and lag. And typically we see cars go vertical on the iRacing platform. Never have I seen a car completely explode and then come back to life. And he gets back into his spot and he's going to resume this race on the lead lap. That is the oddest thing I have seen in 2024. But here we go back to green flag racing on lap 55 now. Racing hits the 38 of James Catrone there in turn 1. Slides it a little bit too much. Corner exit turn 2. Everything looks pretty clean. We see some 3 wide, possibly mid-pack. They go to 2 wide real quick. Back to turn 3. And it looks like single file for the top 2 here is the 45 and 38. Going to lead. Oh, the 17's Albadil spinning. Here we go. 11, 88, 8, 12. 5 cars in total, I think, with a second self-spinner. It's going to bring up that third caution presented by Boomer Button Boxes.
That was really interesting because, Jeremy, it's like the 17 was sideways all the way at the top. Then the 15 of Velocity was sideways all the way at the bottom. Well, that's not Velocity. That's actually the 34. But then here comes Velocity on the inside. And Kevin Zabladil honestly could have probably saved it if it wasn't for the 2 machine. And obviously just right in the path of everybody. There's Alexander Hodge, Adam Boughton. You see the 88 of Tony Ludi. The 8 machine of Michael Carter. Matt Hayden gets a piece of it. Hard into the wall goes the 88 and the 17. And then here comes the 12. Just nowhere to go for him. And, yeah, that's your big one at Gateway, I would suppose.
Did Adam Boughton the 10, did he full send it there? It looked like he clipped the 11 with send. I couldn't tell for sure. But, yeah, you see on board the number 5, Matt Hayden, as he goes around that wreck. Just a couple cars getting loose, and on a restart where everyone's all piled up, things happen there in a hurry. And yeah, Michelle Rittenberry, I'm getting to these comments now about the lag incident, and she just simply said, "What the hell?" LOL. And that's my thought exactly, but we might have another clip of that. Not too sure. Here's Adam Boughton the 10. I'm going to give you the Napa know-how view here. Yeah, just laid on the brakes, clips the number 11, sends him into the 17 there, and that's when it sends the 17 up the track. So just a little bit braking on the 10 car there, which helped the 11 a little bit with some left front damage.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, and I think the one guy who was probably having a brown pants moment there was probably Matt Hayden. I said that he got involved in that wreck, but he really only hit the rear bumper of, I believe that was Michael Carter. Besides that, he got through that pretty much unscathed. So if I were him, I would have had a brown pants moment, as Deadpool would usually say. And he was able to get through that cleanly because, remember, we saw the 5 already once this race go towards the inside wall. He definitely did not want another incident, so he's got to be pretty thankful to obviously get through that unscathed. He did come into the pits, though, so he's going to be restarting a little bit outside the top 20. But still, James Catrone holding this field at bay for the time being with those 2 tires.
You know who's the winner? Well, here we got another replay of this with the number 5. Gets around, light bump there, and then skates on by. As the pileup happens in turn 4, number 5, just very, very slight bumper contact there, making it through. But I was going to say the winner of this incident, this caution, is Brandon Gagnon in the 83. Remember, he waved around by being in front of the leaders. When they pitted, he did not, right? And so this caution happens literally a half a lap after we go back to green flag. and he gets the wave around, and he goes, well, he's getting some damage, I think, repaired to the 83 right now, but he got the wave around. So now he went from 2 laps down to back on the lead lap within a matter of 5 minutes. And as he exits his pit road to make sure he doesn't go a lap down, he gets that wave around and gets the lead lap. So there'll be 27 cars on the lead lap when we resume this race.
Yeah, so far a pretty eventful race, to say the least. I mean, we've had a lot of drivers go towards the inside wall, Jeremy, obviously. We've had some wrecks, we've had strategy, we've had, not really a clear dominator either. I mean, you could say that the 45 and the 19 have been the two best cars. But guess who I'm looking at right now as well? Look who's back all the way to 5th. Ryan Bean. Remember he went sideways a handful of laps ago and lost about, I think, over 10 positions? Yeah, he's back up inside the top 5, and we know how valuable these points are to him. He may have gotten the win last week, but he needs every point that he can get. So he wants to just win, win, win. It's going to mean a whole lot more. And we talked about, too, before the race started, Jeremy, Ryan Bean is undecided on coming back to the RSR series because of obviously changing up his work schedule from what we've been hearing a little bit. And he could have to leave the series come the end of the year or even beforehand. So he would really like to go out on a high note if that's going to be the case.
Yeah, absolutely. Here, pace truck is down, though. We're going to see the green flag here for the 38 and the 45. Last time the 45 started in second, he jumped. This time he did not. James Catrone's going to solely take at least on the outside, but the 45 is going to dive it in real hard here. He's going to make it stick, but Catrone's going to fight. Oh, Richie gets a little loose, checks up Harold Watkins in the 23, dead heat. No, contact. The 68, Andrew Little, hard into the outside turn 2 wall. He's going to lose a ton of spots. Kent Mueller in the 26, you are correct, and this 80 or 68 is broken.
Oh, yeah, I think there's a toe link definitely broken on that thing, Jeremy, maybe. I mean, you could just see that thing. It's kind of angled for sure. It looks like he's kind of, in a sense, crab walking just a wee little bit down the front straightaway. That 68 machine, I would have to say, is probably going to be done for the evening. But there was battles going on throughout this entire field. Nate Campbell. Oh, no, Richie Coy and Ryan Bean, and they're inside wall down the back straightaway. And Ryan Bean is absolutely destroyed. And so is Richie Coy. Heartbreaker for two of the race contenders and also one of the championship favorites, Ryan Bean. Oh my goodness.
This was just some hard racing here. 3 wide here through turn 2. This is the back half of it. They get checked up by the 38 of Catrone on the top exit of turn 2. The 19 reacts to it. Richie doesn't see it because it's in the blind spot. So he drives up into the 19's quarter panel. Richie tries his best to save it, comes back down, crosses over the 28, and they both slam the second section of the infield wall there off of turn 2. And they're going to see it here. This is Richie Coy's onboard helmet camera. 38 loose. They react. And then he's like, oh, nope, got to turn down a little bit. But if you watch Ryan Bean's view of it, he doesn't see that at all. He just thinks he has no more corner exit. And then that ensued afterwards.
It's not really anybody's fault, really. The only one that you could at least put a little bit of blame on, but it's not like he intended it, was James Catrone. I mean, he got really loose. I don't actually know, Jeremy. He might have gotten help. Or no, he was already loose before they got into the center of the corner. And then obviously the 28 has no idea what's going on. He saves it, thinks Richie's going to save it, but ultimately doesn't. And they obviously both go right into the inside wall, man. Ryan Bean, from a win last week to a heartbreak tonight, that's probably going to end his night. And the same could be said for Richie Coy as well.
Yeah, it's tough there. That's very tough to see. 2 of the fastest guys here this evening. Going to have to fix a lot of damage, if not ultimately have to park their cars. And you see the damage to the 19 there, just no front end. Like the hood smashed in, no bumper clip. I think the tires are still good. Ryan Bean, on the other hand, he's on pit road. Pace truck is in turn 3 now, so we're not going to be able to see for another 10 or 15 seconds if he's going to be able to be out in front of the pace truck or not. But we're going to shout out now to one of our partners here. The sponsor for tonight's race, Victory Fuel. Load full of electrolytes, absence of caffeine, and low sugar content, which makes the perfect drink to keep you hydrated and energized. Contains no artificial colors and packed full of daily vitamins to support your overall health. And it's kid friendly because there's no caffeine in there, so it makes the perfect hydration drink for the entire family. And if you're looking to try one of their 2 flavors out, Throttle Punch, I usually have a can with me several times a week. Personally, go head yourself over to drinkvictory.com. Use promotion code RSR. It's going to save you 10% off your purchase.
And I promise you, you're going to want to try some of that stuff, because I had the opportunity to now try both flavors after that Talladega win I had in the Mock Win Performance Cup Series. Richie Coy, he does the thing where, if you win an FTSR, he gets you a complimentary case on him. And I got the opportunity to try that Variety 4-pack. So the Lucky Lemon, I could say, and I'm not usually a lemon guy, Jeremy, but that Lucky Lemon was definitely my favorite out of the 2. Those things are both really, really good. Ice cold, both flavors. They're great if you want to hydrate at the gym, work, just outside, or just honestly have an ice cold beverage. I really like the way that Victory Fuel's going. They've been putting a lot of time and effort into the dirt racing world. A little bit of short track racing stuff across the Midwest, and also now into the esports side of things here on iRacing between FTSR, RSR. They've partnered with Richie Coy. They've partnered with us. Really cool stuff from Victory Fuel. I'm excited to see what the boys over at Victory Fuel can do here in the near future.
Yeah, 100% there. Going to be going back to green flag, though. This time by lap 66, we'll resume this race. So we're just about 10-15 laps shy of the halfway point in this event. And we're going to see the 45 start P1, James Catrone second. So we're a flip of what we saw the last restart. Harold Watkins third, Jeff Chandler in fourth. Brock Potter, after being involved in that first wreck with Steve Potter, he's made his way back up all the way to fifth place, started 22nd. So using some pit strategy to bring the 4 back into play here. Rusty Modesty, after blowing up his entire vehicle, is going to resume in 6th. John Velocity in 7th. Alexander Hodge will be starting in 8th. Michael Carter 9th, and Adam Boughton 10th. And that is your Waterford Concepts LLC Top 10 recap on lap 65. Pace truck is down. 45 has the control. He's already got a whole car length before the green flag. And there we go. And he's going to take about a nice 2 car length advantage into turn number 1. He's going to bring the 23 with him. And he's going to go side by side with James Catrone. The only, there we go, top 3, top 4. They go single file. Everybody else on back. Jason 2x2.
You know something, Jeremy? I'm starting to see some shades of Dover. Remember back at Dover, we had a late race restart, and the 23 of Harold Watkins was able to get in front of Nate Campbell and go on to win that race in the Wingstop machine. There's a possibility that somehow, some way, Harold Watkins could steal one away again from his teammate. I think if there's anybody who can compete with that 45 now for the remainder of this race, I think it's going to be the 23 and also the 31. We know how good Jeff Chandler can be on the long run. If we were to just get it, and oh no, we got a caution in the back. Steven Rasick's going around. I believe Anthony Yuns. A couple others involved as well there through the center of 1 and 2.
Yeah, I think on the very top right-hand corner of the screen, I saw that purple and green 54. Oh, he just gets loose under braking. That's the first time we've seen that in turn number 1. Checks up right in front of the 2 and the 5, makes a little contact with strength and all. Saves it again, and then gets loose some more. Then no, Steven Rasick, up and down day for him. He's going to get involved in this one. He's going to pin the 54 to the outside wall in turn 2.
With a hard hit from 54.
Yeah, big. You see the car bouncing after that wall contact. And that'll be yet another caution here at Worldwide Technology Raceway.
Yeah, and you know something, Jeremy, it is not unusual for us to see an absurd amount of cautions. I would honestly like to put a bet down and say that I think we are going to tie last year's amount of cautions. Just last year, we had 9 cautions for a total of 36 laps, 11 lead changes, and 5 different leaders. And the race was actually a little bit longer because I believe we went into overtime, and we went 158 laps. But it was really, really interesting to see when I came into tonight and looked at the stats and was like, huh, 9 cautions. You don't normally see that at Gateway, but remember, turn 2 and turn 1, they're just so crucial, and they really cause a lot of issues here. I'd like to say that we're probably not done seeing any yellows here for the rest of the night.
Absolutely not. We're going to take our second picture-in-picture commercial break. We'll be right back before the drop of the green flag for the 6th time this evening. Potty and get me some milk for my cookie.
I'm gonna take a pee. Smells like marijuana in my house. Fucking my mom. I know she just fucking smoked probably outside. She comes in, she reeks. Oh man. Dustin, have you tried X Defiant yet? Oh, I'm crazy. I'm nuts. That's all I've been playing, that and Rocket League. Well, after this, if you want to, I might play. Depends on if you want to hang out with me, so I'm not too sure. But if you want to, I'll play. Hell, I'll even play Battlefield. I saw you were on Battlefield today, but I already told my cousin I was going to play with him. Or it wasn't today. It was I think it was yesterday. After I got home from work, I saw you on. Oh yeah, no, dude, I can give you I have a really solid M4 class I could give you if you just level that thing up. But let me tell you this right now, the guns that you
Back to full screen here just before the drop of the green flag, resuming this race on lap 72. So next lap by will be the halfway mark in this 145 lap event for the Victory Fuel 200. This restart led by the 45 Nathan Campbell here. Green flag is out for the 7th time here this evening, and the 45 gets a quick jump over the 23. He's going to go single file for the top two, 38, 31. These silver and black cars are going to duke it out through turn 2. Still going to remain side by side. Small contacts. The cars moving around. Kevin Lee Ruff has to make some evasive maneuvers here. 3 wide, a little bit further back.
Yeah, there's battles going on throughout this entire field right now, all the way back down to turns 3 and 4. Oh, one car up and into the wall. That was Kevin Zabaldil there, but he was able to get it back going off turn number 4. He's going to have a good run despite being up in the wall, able to maintain Good recovery for the driver of the 17, who's going to have to go way low on entry. Big gaggle of cars here under a blanket through 1 and 2.
In about 12th, 13th place, this battle is for right now. Just a big mess of cars as they temporarily go kind of formal 2x2 into turn 3 here. A lot more space provided through this set of corners. Bob Fitzpatrick almost making the 3 wide there through the center. Gets the corner exit there, the 17, a little wiggle to the inside. He keeps it going. He's going to try to make the pass effort over Kevin Ruff on the outside of him. Oh, number 5, Matt Hayden wiggles, big loose, scrapes the outside wall in 1 and 2. He's going to keep it up top there. He's going to lose 5 or 6 positions easy. We stay green.
And we do stay green, obviously. This has just been a really chaotic race coming out of 2 all night long. And that's not the last time you're going to hear me say that, folks, because that has just been the troublesome spot all night long. Chaotic corner number 2, you could probably call it here at Gateway. Honestly, that's probably what they should call it, because that's just basically what it's been all night long. But something that just happened is Nate Campbell, talk about how fast he is. Well, guess what? Fastest lap of the race, 33.517. He's really, really quick, but Harold Watkins just ran his fastest lap of the race as well. Both those cars from Stealth Motorsports getting faster and faster as the runs go on.
Faster and faster, and now we're going to go slower and slower for the perfect segue on that. 6 caution, presented by Boomer Button Boxes. I heard the 17 on the radio call wreck before the yellow flag flew. And we're going to see what happened here. See the 17 in the middle of your screen. Oh, right in front of them. The 91, Kane, and the number 2 is Zach are going to get connected somehow. And then, oh, this is going, oh, that's, oh, okay.
Oh.
The wreck was so hard, Dustin's camera went times 2 speed. And his whole front just exploded on the 91.
Dustin, let's take a look real quickly at that again. I want to see if maybe we can get an overhead view, because I think the 2 just ran right into the back of the 91 machine here. I think the 91 was braking, and he was early, and I don't think the 2 was low enough, and he did not expect the 91 to break that early into 1 and 2, try to get a run in, and unfortunately just gets into Kane Lee and sends him up into the wall hard, right back down in front of traffic. Boy, oh boy, Jeremy, we've had a lot of torn up race cars here tonight, haven't we?
It almost looked like Dustin pressed the fast forward button, but in reality he didn't. The 91 just shot out of a cannon when he hit that turn 3 wall. This is exactly what Richie Coy did with Nathan Campbell early in the event when he passed him for the race lead. Just made the inside effort and did not clear him. And there you go. You see cars just naturally getting involved off that one. Just nowhere to go in these tight corners. This is the wider corner of the 2 here. But it still seems like once there's trouble, it's hard to avoid it.
Yeah, for sure. And here's a full speed replay coming up. And this is the angle that we initially saw here on the replay. And again, just when we saw that first initial angle, man, I cannot get over how hard of an impact that was. And you don't really see many impacts like that, especially at Gateway. That's more of a 1.5 mile style wreck, or even a super speedway style wreck. But man, you could just tell that 2 just got in there. Didn't expect the 91 to get into him. And unfortunately just kind of, sent him around. The guy who this honestly, all these cautions though, Jeremy, has played out for the most is James Catrone. Remember, they came into the pits, took those 2 tires. He's still out there, man. Still out there, still ripping with these cautions. He may not have the fastest car or the best tires right now, but this is really playing into his hand right now in that 38 machine.
Yeah, this is doing great for him. Started 15th and 3rd. He's been leading laps. He's been starting on the front row on these restarts recently. And without much green flag action in between, he is just continuing to log himself here in the top 5. And being on lap 78, just past the halfway, he's setting himself up here nicely for this one. And I think this is a great time, Jason, to shout out another partner. And we're 6 cautions in. Things are heating up. So why not bring in Space Panda, relax and unwind with Space Panda's world-class Delta 8 and 9 products. Made in the USA and completely GMO-free. Space Panda delivers top-quality products with amazing results and effects. Experience ultimate relaxation after a stressful day at Gateway with Space Panda. Visit them at spacepandadelta.com and RSR for 10% off your product.
I get everybody a round of applause for Jeremy Stanley. If there's one guy who could somehow, besides Terry Radford that I know, that could tie in. Look, there you go. There's Walter. He's giving you the round of applause there. Man, if there's one person that I know that can do something like that, it is Jeremy Stanley. That is so funny. The fact that you tied in the chaos from Gateway into the relaxing aspect of the Delta 8 and 9 gummies and THC products that Space Panda has to offer. Because trust me, you're going to want to relax after this race with how much these guys have been wheeling and dealing, beating and banging all night long.
I'll take my credit, but did you pick up on my rhyme too? What was it? Gateway and what? I forgot my thought. It was hilarious. I appreciate it though. Thanks for the tokens there. I'll take them. I said stressful day at Gateway. That's what I said. So there you are. We're half a lap left though before we're gonna go back to green flag. Hopefully people have taken their product. They are good to. Actually, I don't condone that for virtual driving. Wait till after. We still got a bunch of laps left here. But the 45, Nathan, he's gonna take the restart once more. Teammate Harold Watkins, 23, just to his outside. Look at Alexander Hodge, been involved in several wrecks tonight in this blue Walmart Ford Dark Horse Mustang. P4, second row on the outside. Let's see what he can't do inside this top five for the first time. Here we go. Green flag is out, resuming on lap 80. And the 45-23, they break out to a nice little start there. Top four, single file. Jeff Chandler running pretty close there to Michael Carter in the 8. And it looks like he's going to take that spot to claim the 6th place.
Yeah, and I was going to say, Jeremy, because remember that 11 of Alexander Hodge was involved in that big wreck in the center of 3 and 4. And in fact, he's all the way up to 3rd, now 4th, battling with Catrone. Through the corner is a great recovery for that driver. You see Richie Coy, he's back out and about on the racetrack, 5 laps down. He's just trying to get back to the front as well. Really tough break for him as well. Ryan Bean, I cannot believe that he's up in 11th. I for sure thought he was done as well, but he's still making moves to get up towards the front.
Yeah, I thought he was all but done too, but apparently not. Oh, there was a lot of cars, Jason, off a turn 2 there, just running tight right up against the wall. They have to cut the wheel down a lot. And you saw a lot of movement just trying to avoid that wall. And I don't think I saw a puff of smoke from any one of those cars off turn 2. So we stay green here. I thought I saw the number 11 do the same thing off the camera. But as we're kind of cycling through, here's the 99, Kevin Ruff, currently 15th place. Not having the night. Oh, Jeff Chandler. Oh, no. He's another victim of... You called it chaotic coffin corner. We'll just combine the names there. And left front completely broken. I am sorry, Doyle Lawrence. Your beautiful paint scheme will be headed to pit road and going behind the wall. Jeff Chandler's night is done.
Oh, that car is definitely destroyed compared to what we thought Ryan B and Richie Coy had. This was a significantly more harder hit, basically directly head on compared to the 19 and 28 that had an angle. Yeah, this is at an angle, but oh my goodness, what a hit to that concrete barrier there. And then you see the left front just completely lock up here once it gets on the asphalt, and there it goes. Man, tough break for Jeff Chandler here tonight. Tough break for a lot of guys as well. Yeah, but that 31 machine definitely going to be done probably for the evening, Jeremy.
Yeah, he's going to be done. Kane Lee has recently backed out of it, so 3 cars out of this race. Kane Lee, Jeff Chandler, Michael Sheffield. So let's have 27 cars on the track at this time. And yeah, that was just... The turn 2 in the next gen, or you guys call it the Gen 7 now, which is fitting. This combination is just not here. Doesn't matter who it is. We've seen some of the fastest, some of the slowest, and everybody in between just come off that corner, get loose for no reason. And it is just causing problems through everybody. And so... as we're looking back now, or looking through this section of the track on the front straightaway on lap 85, this is the 10 of Adam Boughton, doing a pretty okay night for himself here, except for being the race leader. He's in 11th. 88.
Around.
Tony Ludi, the same thing.
What a save!
No one no one can be completely, safe from this. Everyone has gotten involved in this turn 2 chaos at some point in time tonight.
Yeah, I think he made a little bit of contact, or actually, no, he didn't. So he already had that left front damage right before he got down there. Look at this save. He keeps it in it, man. Oh, my goodness. What a save by Anthony Ludi in the victory fuel machine for Nerd Motorsports. Doing a great job there. He's going to lose a significant amount of spots, but with everybody that's been getting knocked out of the race and having damage here tonight, that could have saved him, and he could get a top 10 still out of this. I mean, for goodness sakes, we've seen so many. And what has happened to Nathan Campbell? He is all the way back to the 4th spot. Harold Watkins has taken the race lead.
We got replay footage.
Oh, no!
He's going to get loose there in turn 1 and turn 2. Sideways, about 30 degrees off axis there. Walks it down and saves it. James Cadrone, Zab Motorsports driver, barely misses him. That's going to allow the 11 of Alexander Hodge to pass as well. And then if you look back, I think I saw, at the same time the 88 got loose too. So the same time, 88, 45 having mistakes. And no one is safe in 1 and 2, Jason.
That Harold Watkins stole one away from his teammate at Dover. He could steal one away now with how hard it is to pass. Sure, the 45 is fast. He's already passed Hodge, but Hodge has got damage. Catrone, and I don't think Catrone has damage, but we know that the 23 definitely doesn't. So now this is going to be a lot harder for the 45, especially since he cooked those tires, slid them, going through 1 and 2 Tokyo drift mode around there. A great recovery, by the way, and a good heads-up job by Harold Watkins to not run into the back of his teammate. But this has now opened up a whole can of worms completely and dump them out onto the ground type moment for all these drivers. We've had the most dominant car all night. He slid. It just goes to show you, Jeremy, how tough this racetrack is. I really thought this track was going to have a lot of grip tonight. But with the downshifting and the hard braking zones and off turn 2, it is just absolutely pure chaos here tonight in Gateway.
And I found that the brake pedal, you can drive it in deep, but these tires kind of lock up easy with the big brake rotors and whatnot. So, I had a hard time driving it in deep. I've seen these guys do it way better than me, and they're able to make it stick. I don't know how they're doing it, but yeah, it's so loose off turn 2. It's so easy to overdrive turn 3. There's just not a lot of grip with this. Oh, the number 2, I think I saw him cut up on the right-hand side of your screen. He's going through the right of the infield grass section. Number 2 is strength and all. There he is, really slow off pace as he gets back up to speed. He's going to lose a ton of spots, and yet another driver going to turn 2 and having problems.
And he's going to be able to save it here. He backs it down just enough to keep it straight. Just misses the inside wall. Does a little bunny hop there over the access road. Great job. That's another one that bites the dust coming out of turn 2. Who's going to be next? I'm sure it's going to happen in the next few laps. But, Jeremy, here's the thing that I want to know is, as we have a battle going on for the 2nd position here, Nathan Campbell easily is going to get around James Catrone. The thing is, when are these guys going to have to pit? They've gone 50 laps. The fuel window here usually is between 60 and 70 laps with the 100% fuel load. But remember, these guys run 70% fuel load. So this is a little bit different with all these cautions. These guys have had to save a lot of fuel. I would anticipate that these guys are probably going to have to pit. That pitted at lap 50 probably sometime within the next 10 to 15 laps. We have some drivers who pitted at lap 77 that could have to pit one more time as well, but this race is going to be based on cautions and strategy from what it looks like.
I have a man that's behind the camera right now that has a graphic he can present on our screen. They'll tell you the pit stop sequences of these drivers. And if you get it to pop up, there it is on the left-hand side of your screen. Leader Watkins up top there. You see the numbers 42 for the top 4. That pit window that I had kind of done some math behind the scenes was 50 to 55. So they're going to be right in that 10 laps to go, rough average, before we see them coming down to the pit stop. And that'll be possibly, it will be the final pit stop. If, in theory, this race goes green the rest of the way, this will be the final green pit stop here this evening.
Yeah, and it's going to make for a really interesting race. And oh no, you see right there, Michael Carter gets it up into the wall off turn number 2, able to recover though. And look at Ryan Bean. He's still doing a great job recovering, man. Don't count Ryan Bean out. I'm telling you, if this race falls into his hands, Ryan Bean could make one of the greatest comebacks we've ever seen out of our 2 years now, nearly calling RSR. And he is pulling one great strategy. And here's a good strategy, possibly. Brandon Gagnon, he pitted at lap 77. He could have went way longer than any of these other guys, but he's electing to pit early. This could be a strategy to take 4 fresh tires, some Sunoco Racing fuel, and then try to save just enough to get to the end. I like this call from the 83 with all of the cautions we've had here tonight. This could work out for the Nerditudes machine.
It really well could. Remember the window's 50 to 55. They have 50 laps to go. So this could, it's definitely going to be in that range where he can make it. So no problem there for the 83. Just take care of the tires on the opening few laps. You're going to be fast regardless, so just kind of maintain what you got and give it hell at the end. But we're seeing the spacing out through this field. And yeah, if somehow Ryan Bean does get to victory lane, I want that race version diecast because that thing is beat up. It's hit the infield wall, jacked up on the left front there. You see it's all scuffed and dented and whatnot. And he is still running some of the best lap times right now, currently in 4th place.
Yeah, definitely some of the best lap times. And one driver who is continuously getting faster, he wasn't faster that last time around, but Nate Campbell, despite the slide, he is gaining on his teammate. The gap's about 1 and a little bit more than a quarter of a second from him to his teammate Watkins. But that 45 is still fast, man. I'm just telling you, both him and Ryan Bean have just figured out this place. They know what they're doing. Despite their mishaps, both of them, I think Nate Campbell's going to get to this 23 here before these pit stops, possibly.
Very well could. The 26 of Kent Mueller has disconnected from the session. So 4 cars out of tonight's race for the Victor Field 200. And kind of seeing some 2x2, a lot of spacing out right now. Pit stops are looming. We've seen the door open with the 83 Gagnon coming down. Now it's up to the rest of these guys to do that. We're calling a wreck on the backstretch in turn 2. I heard that from the 68 Andrew Little's radio. Not sure who that was. I think Dustin's got him. And it's going to be Mark Thibodeau for the second time is going to find himself. And oh my gosh, he hit it so much harder than he did the first time. Left front disconnected, bumpers off. And that's going to be our 5th DNF of the night here for the 27.
Yeah, that's definitely going to be tough for the 27 machine. That was a hard impact, probably the hardest one we've seen there all night long. And good job to not spin out in front of the racetrack. Just another driver. I mean, what else can you say besides just, that coffin corner, Jeremy?
I liked your chaotic thing. So chaotic coffin corner. This too has just been insane with this track and car combination. But looking back here, there's number 11 of Alexander Hodge, Mitchell Owens on YouTube, shouting him out. Let's go, Hodge. Well, there he is, running a pretty solid race right now, just outside the top 5. Currently P6 in his Dark Horse Mustang. As he had the 17 of Zabadil right behind him, trying to creep into the top 5 as well. Cyclone. Oh, the 17
on pit road.
Zabadil. He's going to be the infield wall. He's going to keep it going straight. We stay green, it looks like, but he's got some bad damage to the left front of his car.
Yeah, and while that was happening too, Nathan Campbell has made his way down to pit road. He's going to try to leapfrog his teammate here. If you're Harold Watkins, I would be pitting this time by, but it doesn't look like he's going to do so. But you see the 17 just gets a little bit high out of the groove. That could have been a race ender for Nathan Campbell had the caution to come out, but it didn't. And that's going to save Nate Campbell. But Harold Watkins is going to have to pit soon, and we'll see what he does.
And I'm looking at the 45 there. His car is stuck on pit road, is he not? He's still on pit road. Do we have a penalty for the 45?
My goodness!
Do we have a penalty? He's still there. The jack has been down for a minute. 45 tagged for speeding, I think. We'll have to find out exactly through maybe one of his teammates, but I did see him touch the grass a little bit. And I don't know. It looks like he was about 10 mile an hour at the yellow cone above the pace speed, plus he hit the outside wall, so just a very poor entrance and penalized. 45 out of the night's race as far as winning contention.
Yeah, unfortunately for him, it is not going to look like a win for the 45. And here comes the 23 of Harold Watkins coming down to pit road finally. But you got to feel for Nate Campbell. He's dominated this race, man. And unfortunately, it's going to come to an end for him unless something happens drastically in the remainder of this race. But it looks like the 23 is going to start the big cycle here of green flag pit stops from the lead.
Yep, we're seeing quite a few drivers make their way down pit road this time. There's the number 8, Michael Carter, on your screen at the pit box. 3-2-1, conservative entrance to that stall. See the 23, 31, who's continuing to get repairs to that car if he will join back in. 28, Ryan Bean, giving up second place. He's going to make his way down pit road this time. Much cleaner stop for everybody else, at least on the entry side. Ooh. Matt's trying to get everything he can. He gets it down in time, though.
Yeah, able to get down in time. There's Rusty Modesty coming down to pit road as well in the number 6 machine. He's had an up and down night. Obviously, Ryan Bean has made his way down to pit road as well. I really do think, though, Jeremy, excuse me, that this is going to be a big strategy time race. Look at the 34 there of Nolan Potter. Those left side, those front wheels are completely basically turned either into each other or towards the left. That car looks like it's struggling right now.
I think is what you meant to say is the 6 of Rusty Modesty has had an explosive night tonight. Don't you agree?
You know something? I don't really think you're funny.
Oh, I'm sorry about that. I started tonight's pre-game with a not-so-funny comedy either, so... Oh, you see the 15, John Velocity. He's going to come down pit road. But yeah, the 34 is just... That car is toast, it looks like. Just can't do anything with what he has there. One of the last guys to make their way down pit road. Actually, there's still quite a few, I think, that hasn't come down pit road yet. As they continue to spread this thing out. If we kick it up to the pit cycle one more time, Dustin, if you can, on your left-hand side of your screen. I said 50 to 55 on a rough average. 56 is that number now as they continue to stay out. So... they might be utilizing the 4th to 5th gear motion and not so much on the 3rd gear. That's how they're able to extend this fuel mileage out a little bit.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, again, there's guys who pitted at lap 77, so they can make it a little bit further, but they don't really want to, I think. You have Bob Fitzpatrick Jr., Cabin Ruff, Adam Boughton. They all pitted around that lap 76, 77 mark. Andrew Little as well, Anthony Ludi. This is going to get very interesting to see how this works out. Who's going to stretch it the longest to maybe catch a caution? Catrone's still out there. The 28 of Ryan Bean, the first car one lap down right now, trying to get his lap back. This is going to be a big thing for Ryan Bean if a caution were to come out.
Man, he got held up a ton there behind James Catrone in the 38. Much fresher tires. Can't make the pass. He's going to take his right side and move him out of the way just enough to clear him on turn 2. 38, Catrone a little loose there. See, he wiggles back and forth. And, yeah, a couple cars approaching the 60 lap mark, which I didn't think was possible. Here we go. Bunch of cars exiting pit road, merging right in front of some other traffic. So it looks a little congested at this part of the race right now on lap 109.
Yeah, definitely a little bit more congested. You can just see that everybody is all over the place. Let's take a look real quickly here at the iRacing iFlight track map. Just to see where everybody is. Look at the big gaggle of cars down the front straightaway. You got some scattered in 3 and 4, 1 and 2, also down the back straightaway. So everybody is really all over this racetrack right now, Jeremy, and it's going to continue to spread out more and more as we see these pit stops continue.
Yeah, 100% here. I'm going to shout out another one of our RSR partners while we're at it. NJB Designs, one-stop shop for all your iRacing design needs. So if you want a one-of-a-kind way to showcase your sponsors, look over at NJB Designs on Instagram. They will hook you up with a fantastic looking piece. And that is, once again, NJB Designs with 2 S's at the end. And that is on Instagram.
See Zach Trenthal coming to the pit lane this time by. Remember, he had a mishap where he slid down out of turn number 2, and he's going to come to his box this time. Right now, once this pit cycle, oh, we have a caution. This is going to be huge.
No, man. Yep, huge for a lot of people in a good or bad way. Unlucky number 7 comes halfway through the pit sequence. And I think it looks like we got a really slow 94 Steve Potter on entry. Where Dustin's saying he's out of gas, and it looks like that's the case. Doesn't want to try to coast it, and that'll do it. 7th caution.
He might have ran out of gas. He may have just honestly blown up possibly and just couldn't make it to pit road. Very interesting though, but they had to throw the caution with him being stopped down there pretty much on the access lane. You just can't have something like that happen, especially at this point in the race. Drivers are coming down to pit road. I don't blame them for obviously throwing the caution because he was just right in the middle of that lane.
And Jason, I went back and I took a look on what camera angles I have, and Steve Potter did blow up. That was the case. Oh, we got some check up here with the 38. That could have been bad. He checks up the field and then dives it down to pit road, unsure what that call was. I think he was waiting for the pace car, but like right in the middle of the track. Almost caused an issue there. But yeah, 94 Steve Potter engine expired, so that'll be the 6th car that'll be getting a DNF here this evening.
Yeah, that's tough, and we've had a lot of cars DNF so far here tonight. You know, considering the fact that it is Gateway, but we also have a lot of cars that got trapped a lap down there under the caution. Nathan Campbell was one of them, Jeremy, there in the 45 machine, so he's going to have to take the wave around here, and he's going to be starting there way in the back.
We'll be starting way in the back. Yeah, 13th for the 11. Couple of different people really shuffled around here. Velocity's going to be in 10th. That's about normal. Rasic has had a very up and down day. He's been in the mid-20s, up there in 1st. He's been everywhere. He's going to be about 10th place or so on this restart coming up. Ryan Bean, he made his way up to 2nd or 3rd place. He's back in 6th now after that cycle. A lot of cars, 1 lap down, though. We should see quite a few people getting this wave around, which they should be passing either now or the next time by. Looks like it's going to be next time, Jason.
Yeah, for sure here. And, man, this race just got flipped upside down with this caution here, and it's going to make it really, really interesting to see what's going to happen here. Look at Adam Boughton, and that's in that number 10 machine. He's still going to have to pit, so I don't believe he's safe. But look at Harold Watkins, Ryan Bean. They have put themselves into the catbird seat, especially Ryan Bean. Back up at the front of this field, he's going to have a great shot to go after this win here, Jeremy.
Car's cleaned up a little bit, and yeah, he is in contention. He was putting himself there, but now he really does have that chance. I feel like a lot of guys might have a chance here. Catrone is a very wild card pick to me. Been up front for a while, even on that long green flag run, was able to maintain top 3, top 4, doing a fantastic job. Didn't have the best qualifying effort in 15th, but he's up there. Bob Fitzpatrick, don't talk about him too much being in the top 5, but look at this black and green number 3. This is a track for some drivers that usually don't do well at other tracks. Like, it's just, Bob's doing a great job here this evening. Glad to see that. Kevin Ruff, another upside down day. He's finally flipped it over. Started 23rd. E6 on this restart. And here we go. We get the 1 to go. And here comes all the wave around the pace truck. Looks like about almost 10 cars or so. So they're going to drive around. And this should bring the number 10 of Adam Boughton. Started 9th in this car. Now, he's been involved in a wreck or two. He has not really held the top 5. No, we're going to wave it around. We're going to go 1 extra lap to let these wave arounds catch back up to the tail end of the field here on the back stretch. So we'll go back to green flag on 117.
I'm really kind of questioning this call from Adam Boughton. I mean, like, yeah, I know he's up front, but he's got significantly significantly more older tires, wear, low fuel. I don't know how this is going to possibly work out for this 10 machine here, Jeremy, of Adam Boughton. I mean, you got guys on way fresher tires back behind him. And think about it, too. Look at James Catrone and Bob Fitzpatrick Jr., Kevin Ruff. They have almost 10 lap fresher tires than the 23 and the 28. So this is just a mixed bag of strategies up here at the front.
It's been that way for, I think, half the race. We've had now 7 cautions, and quite a few of them, we've had at least 1 or 2 cars not come down pit road trying the long game on their set of tires. It is a Gen 7 car, so I mean the tires don't wear as much as the Gen 6 and anything prior, but they're trying to make things work for them. They know the law of averages say there's going to be another caution or 2 before this thing is all said and done. So why not try it? It's worked for a couple already. The 10's making his second effort at making this top 3 maybe a reality for that number 10 Napa machine. And we're restarting on lap 117, just under 30 laps to go. Why not? This is a great time to try it, I think.
Yeah, it's just, again, I don't know how it's going to work out here for this 10 machine of Adam Boughton. I mean, he's, again, going to have those significantly more older tires with a whole lot of wear on him. I don't know. I don't expect this 10 machine to be up front anymore, and he could cause some controversy.
23 is probably going to have the fastest car with Ryan Bean. Those 2 teammates on the inside. Adam's going to see what he can't do for his team on Revolution Motorsports. As we got the pace truck down. Going to take the green flag here. Remember, the 10 car is the control one. And there we are. Green flag is out. Good time to restart here for the 23. Able to keep the nose to the inside of Adam. Getting to turn number 1. The 23 is going to not get down to the flat. Going to get pinched there by the 10 in the second groove. The 10's going to slide up a little bit. They're going to remain side by side down the back straightaway.
Look at Ryan Bean. He's in the catbird seat here. He could go 3 wide, but he elects not to. Him and Catrone are going to run right behind the 23 and the 10, and they nearly make contact, entering 3 and 4 rather, off the corner. I cannot believe Adam Boughton's hanging on, and he's around right in front of the field and collects James Catrone and others as well.
As everyone passes the 10. Oh, no.
Oh, my
That was
goodness.
so late into the wreck. What happened there? Holy cow. That's the 8th caution presented by Boomer Button Boxes. They don't need a shout out because they're getting plenty of it. And here we go to the Nerd TV replay. We saw the close racing. Completely fine. Oh, 810 just got loose, Jason. Yeah. There he is. Reaction to a little movement of the 23 possibly there. Hits the outside wall. 38 overreacts. Going to kick that thing sideways. Oh, he wrecked late. Like, he's wrecking right here. I saw that. But the way he just detonated the infield wall. Okay, Bob Fitzpatrick, a little bit of assistance. Sends him back up. Now, how did he hit the inside wall? That's the next question. And that's going to be the 88 of Anthony Ludi going to provide this action. He loses the front bumper clip. And then just, bam, you see the debris flying everywhere. Right in front of Zabadil Alexander Hodge. Alexander gets, no, that's right, that's Robert Fitzpatrick in the 12. They lock up and somehow the 12 disappears right there. What a crazy wreck there.
For sure. I mean, heartbreaker for Adam Boughton, but, just nowhere to really go off the corner. Old tires trying to hang on and just loses it right there, Jeremy, off the corner. And James Catrone, you got to feel for him. Heartbreaker after a great comeback towards the front, and his night's probably going to be over.
Yeah, I think the 12 might be done because he disappeared. Robert Fitzpatrick, so we'll see how he turns up. 88 Anthony Ludi. That damage probably gonna keep him behind the wall the rest of the race. If they can get it repaired, I don't know. Got a feel for James Catrone. Solid performance all night long for that 38. He's gonna end up in a bad spot here at the end of this race, being with all that damage that he had. If not, if his car might be completely done, who knows? That was a hard lick to the infield wall.
Was, and I'm surprised that it didn't really collect any more drivers, because that could have been a multi-car crash. Nate Campbell is into the pits as well, lap down. I mean, this race is just flipped completely upside down, I think, Jeremy, than what we expected it earlier on in this race.
Yep, I would absolutely have to agree. I knew there was going to be some wrecks, but the kind of wrecks we've seen in it have been kind of bizarre. Cars exploding under caution, just smashing the turn 2 wall almost all race long, just this car and track combination. I keep saying it, but it just keeps affecting everybody. But I think we got a lap and a half left. We're going to hit up our second Waterford Concepts LLC Top 10 recap. This man right here on your screen has been the guy in the back half of this race, no question about it. 23, 28, they're going to have a great battle toward the end. Harold Watkins, P1 up 4 spots. Ryan Bean, of course, you know him by now. Tons of wins here in RSR. Looking to try to pass his teammate here late in the going to pick up yet another checkered flag. Third place, probably the highest positioned gained. Actually, I'm going to take that back. Second highest. 23rd to 3rd. 20 spots gained here for the 99 car. Excellent job to put himself here late in the going. Bob Fitzpatrick in 4th. Had slight contact and damage on that last wreck. I don't think it's going to affect that number 3 car. He's doing just fine. 21, Steven Rasick. He's the highest mover. 28th to 5th. I don't know how he's still up here after being involved in these wrecks. Great job from him. Kevin Zavadil, pretty stationary, just floating inside the top 5. Pretty solid day, just nowhere in contention for that race victory up to this point. Brock Potter, crazy race for him as well. He's up a ton of spots, I think 15 up to 7th. Alexander Hodge from 17th to 8th, so he's up 9. And then Matt Hayden, he's up 1 spot, floating around this top 10 for the most part of his race. And then the explosive man of the tonight, the number 6, Rusty Modesty, down 2 from his starting spot in P8. And trying to capitalize another top 10 for the 6, and that is your Waterford Concepts LLC top 10 recap.
And this is going to be a really interesting restart to see. Look at Kevin Ruff. He's going to have an opportunity here on this restart with those fresher tires. I wonder what he's going to be able to do.
We will see. Restarting lap 122. So it's going to be a 24 lap shootout here. Green flag is out. Good jump there by the 23. Able to clear everybody by a mile getting into turn number 1. 28's clear. He's going to take second place, no problem whatsoever. Zabodil shifts up high. 11 of Alexander Hodge going to have to check up on the outside there. Scattering around just a little bit. Trying to look to the inside of the 17 to 3.
Yeah, big moves out of everybody here. They know it's go time. 24 laps to go. It's hard to pass. Look at Ryan Bean. He's all over his teammate up at the front while everybody continues to fight for position back here.
Single file top 6, side by side for a good chunk of the way through. 28 maybe looking to the inside. Elects to go up to the 2nd to 3rd groove. Oh, the 21 Rasick overdrives it. Really shoves Rusty and Kevin to the 3rd groove there in turn 1 and 2. No contact, I don't think. 17 loose. We stay green. Great racing right now.
Great racing for sure. Almost 3 wide here throughout the back. You saw Brandon Gagnon. He thought about making it 3 wide underneath Brock Potter. He does it. Oh, and no, the 21's going around.
Did he just save it? No. Oh, no. Well, Jason, the 9th boomer button box's caution is out. Involving the 45 of Nathan Campbell, going from bad to worse with that pit penalty. And here it is. Take us through this one.
Yeah, you just see coming out of the corner, obviously, the 21 just comes down and unfortunately collected. Everybody's able to save it, but Matt Hayden, no time to really gather back up, collects Anthony Yuns, and obviously they just go hard into the wall right there, Jeremy.
Yeah, I want to see if I can get another angle with the 54 and the 21. We saw the 21 get crossed over there, or crossed over I forget the driver's nose, but he gets turned. And then somehow in between that camera transition, Anthony Yuns was collected in a heavy way. You see the 17 of Zabodil. He's got a lot of damage to the front of his car. And here we go. Here's the 54. Contact ahead. He's going to drive it in deep. Trying to clear it, gunning it, see what he can't do, and just misses the gap by probably a second or 2.
Fortunate for him, because I think the 5 was not really going to be going as fast up the racetrack there, but obviously, just kind of sped up right there and collected the 54, and unfortunately, both of them going to end up hard up into the wall.
And we're going to stack them back up again, Jason. 23, 28. Same spot here. A couple of others have shuffled since that last restart. 10th time we'll see this green flag fly. This will be under 20 laps to go here. 10:40 Eastern Standard Time, 9:40 Central. For those who are watching still, appreciate you for joining in here. I love the chats. We've had not the highest view count, but we've had a lot of activity in our chat. So really thank you guys for participating in the YouTube side anyways. And yes, Michelle Rittenberry, it has been a crazy night here this evening. A lot of wrecks that are unusual compared to most tracks. And just hopefully it's been exciting for you guys this side.
It's been exciting for us up here in the booth, Jeremy, because it has been a chaotic-filled race, but also some great action all over this racetrack, really. And now we're going to restart with less than 20 to go. We know how fast Ryan Beat is, but he's got a little bit of damage. But he's still there, which is the amazing aspect of it. Bob Fitzpatrick Jr., Kevin Ruff, Alexander Hodge, could they steal a win away from the two stealth guys who have been so fast all night long, and one of them had an issue, and I'm just amazed by, I mean, you look at this top 10, this is not guys we see usually going for the win. We never really see Bob Fitzpatrick Jr. We know Kevin Ruff's really good at the super speedways. Alexander Hodge, the same for him. Rusty Modesty, a great super speedway driver. Andrew Little's had a very consistent yet inconsistent season. Brock Potter was in the wall in the beginning of this race. Brandon Gagnon, he had damage, and the strategy has worked out for him all the way in the end. He has the freshest tires out of anybody inside the top 10 right now, besides Andrew Little, and he's got the least amount of damage, I believe. And then you got John Velasquez, who finished second last week. He's going to have an opportunity here. Going to be a long shot, but he could get it done.
And with the amount of chaos this race has had, you can be in 15th place and still have a chance. That's your last place on the lead lap. The number 34, Nolan Potter, P15 right now. You know, anyone has a chance. We've seen leaders wreck multiple times and everyone in between. Just craziness all night long for the Victory Fuel 200. And we're going to be resuming this race on lap 128, it looks like. So it'll be just under 20 to go. 18 to be exact, I do believe, if my math is right. Or actually 17. And 23, still in control. I think if he can continue to control the 28 on the starts, he's going to have a solid chance to holding off the 28 for a victory.
Yeah, but this is just going to be really, really tough right now, obviously, to get back going here for this 28 machine. The 23 is going to have a great restart, I think, if he wants to fire off and beat his teammate, obviously, here. It's just going to be really, really difficult.
Half a lap to go. Who do we think is going to get it? I don't know. Could be anybody, like I said already. Looking forward to see what happens here. Hopefully we get green flag the rest of the way, but the way things are going, I think we got another one brewing. We see the pace truck dip down here on the zone I wish people could enter pit road. And then here we go. Up for the 23 to control this race. Last time he had that start, nice commanding lead into turn one. Green flag is out early in the Geico restart zone this time, and he does it. He gets another car length or two over the 28. The 28's going to jump with him. He's going to get 2 car lengths over this third and fourth place car. Bob Fitzpatrick, Kevin Ruff. As they stack him up a little bit into turn one, they close in that gap in a hurry. Cars loose everywhere. 3 wide. Nope, no, that's just one car really slow in the back. I think that was Thibodeau. Possibly, I don't know. But side by side, and Ryan Bean to the point, Jason.
Yeah, Ryan Bean out front. Look at the comeback from the 28 machine. And this is everything he needs, Jeremy. With Nathan Campbell being a lap down in 16th, this is the kind of night that Ryan Bean needs. If he can hang on here and finish top 3, but a win would be absolutely phenomenal here. 16 and a half laps to go, but he's got to hang on.
Trying everything he can to possibly get into second place. It's going to be a tall order for him, but the fact that he is in contention for a podium finish, this has been a while for the 99. And here Rex. Oh, John Velasquez in the 15. He's up on the outside wall in turn 3. He's going to lose a ton of positions in that Ford Mustang. Not sure what happened there. I just heard it called on the radio and then reacted to it. And He's going to drive into turn 1. Looks like that car is loose, 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 loose. No! Self-spin, 10th time, double digits. We've seen the boomer button boxes caution come out tonight.
Well, we've now reached over what was last year's caution periods. We had 9 cautions last year. This year we have 10. So it just goes to show you that this has been a chaotic race, folks, for sure. And now we have a new race leader who's no stranger to being up at the front. And he's got damage, but man, oh man, if the 28 wins this, this is going to be an amazing, amazing comeback for sure.
And remember, he got wrecked about 50 so laps roughly with the 19 of Richie Coy that ended Richie's chances tonight. And then that 28 somehow has recovered and put himself back into the race lane. Oh, is he coming down pit road with... No, okay.
No.
He faked me. I'm about to say, there's no way he's going to do this.
He needs this finish. He can't afford to do something like that, obviously.
Well, he's got Nathan Campbell, 16th, 1 lap down, which, by the way, I think that will put him as the Lucky Dog Award winner, possibly. He's the first 1 lap down. He's got no front clip in that 45, but needless to say, I think he's going to get this wave around.
Yeah, I believe he is going to get the wave around here. We're going to have to find out and see. But,
He's got his car positioned for it.
Yeah, look at the 45s. No, and there he goes. He's got it. That 45 is absolutely destroyed with no front bumper at all.
He's not driving good, but doesn't matter. If you're going 45, 65 mile an hour on these pace laps, he's got a chance. And here he is going to drive around the pace truck. Getting himself back on the lead lap. 16 cars will be on the lead lap on this next restart.
And this is going to be more interesting because the laps are winding down. Time's running out for these guys to make an effort. Watch Kevin Ruff here on this restart. He's gonna have that inside lane in the second row here. I think he's faster than those 2 drivers up front. He's just got to commit and just try to run a little bit faster.
It's tough, man. You have 2 of the best of RSR in front of you. This 99 does. It's going to be a tough task. And Bob Fitzpatrick, hats off to you in that 3 car. Just keeping up with these guys in the top 5. I love to see this car contending for this top 5. And him in the 6 put on a pretty decent performance basically all night long together. And we're going to restack them up in here 2 laps from now. Going to resume this race with 11 laps to go, it looks like.
11 laps to go. It's going to be a dogfight, and I don't think we're going to be done here, Jeremy, with these cautions for sure. This is going to get really, really interesting again. I'd say this is probably the most chaotic race we've had here so far this season, wouldn't you say?
Close to it. This one definitely ranks P1 or P2, absolutely, without a doubt. And I'm going to do a shameless plug here. If we Nerd Swag, I shouted them out on Sunday. I'm going to shout them out again. The Nerditudes apparel here, top notch. It's produced by Martin Sports in collaboration. So anything you purchase from nerditudes.gg/nerdswag, you're going to get 25% off using that Super Nerd checkout code. 3 hat designs, quite a few shirtitudes, which are like just really nerdy style t-shirts, like the Nintendo 64 cartridge. Blow me on it. Of course, we know what that means in a theoretical sense and the physical sense. I love it. So if you want to get nerdy, get fun with our awesome colors, our jerseys, our gloves, hoodies, have at it. Nerditudes.gg/nerdswag.
Yeah, and I tell you what, man, Scott Martin over there at Martin Sports, man, they make some of the best apparel, most comfortable, stylish, stuff ever. Clothing wise, we got those shirtitudes. I still got that jersey, obviously, the Nerditudes jersey. I wear it from time to time. I wear it during my workout sometimes. It's nice. It's light. It's a dry fit shirt pretty much. Really cozy stuff. So definitely check them out and check out the Nerd Swag. And again, this restart, this could be the final one. This might not be though, Jeremy. This is the thing. that I'm just so interested to see here is who's going to come out on top, because for all we know, the 28 and 23, they might wreck each other by the way this race is going.
Anything is possible. We've almost seen it all here. Pit penalties, single car wrecks, multi-car wrecks, explosions, everything but a flip over. Here we are. Going to be starting with 11 laps to go. 28 this time is your control car on the outside, electing to take that spot. And there he is, going to clear the 23 by at least one, if not two car lengths before they get to turn 2. Side by side is going to remain Kevin Ruff and Bob Fitzpatrick. Bob's actually going to drive it in pretty deep there on the top. It sticks. He's going to take over that third spot. Some scattering mid-pack. I thought I saw a car go. Oh, there's a car. Oh, no. The 11th caution is going to be out. Alexander Hodge this time is going to collect the 68 there. And, yeah, here we go. Our TV replay. What you got, Jason?
Yeah, so coming off the corner right here, you just see Hodge gets really, really loose, and then he just kind of overcorrects it, and then the thing just snaps, comes down, gets into the 68 machine, and just, unfortunately, just turns him right around. There's nothing more to it besides that, and collects Brock Potter. I believe a few. Oh, my goodness, what a job. Who was that right there in that yellow machine? Jerry Culver, great job at avoiding that. Oh, my goodness.
Take a look here once more. Here's 13, Jerry Culver. Bam! You see the contact, shoots 11 down quickly, and he's got to make that decision, inside or out, and he thought inside for a moment, said, nope, I got to go to the top. He's got that exit of the track gate right there in the center of the backstretch. He utilizes that space, and he clears him. Good job there by Jerry.
Yeah, good job for him for sure, no doubt about it, because that could have been a race ender. And Jerry Culver hasn't been involved in anything that I could think of tonight, Jeremy. He's just been kind of having a really, really quiet night, obviously. Nothing really much more to it besides the fact that the 13 is just slowly but surely just kind of pacing his way around this. He's in the top 20 right now. I know he's 5 laps down, but still, great job by him to obviously avoid that, no doubt.
19 of Richie Coy, second car on the lap down counter. He's going to get the wave around, not given to the 1 lap down John Velocity. So with that being said, we've already stacked the field up for you. We're going to take a quick commercial break, picture. We'll be right back for the drop of the green flag for the 12th time this evening. Half a lap left before we go green flag once more. Going to resume this thing on lap 146. Laps to go. See Michelle Rittenberry saying, "Let's go, Kevin." He's sitting there P4. He's got a really strong Bob Fitzpatrick to the inside. He's going to have to contend with that to get back into podium. Bob, that last restart, was able to just muscle his way on the outside to claim third place. Can Kevin do the same? Who else is going to find themselves in the top 5? Will it be the 6? Will it be the 10? Here we go. Green flag is out. Ryan Bean gets the really good restart attempt. Him and the 23 goes single file. Bob is going to be able to clear Kevin before turn 1 entry. Single file up until the center of the corner. Kevin with a crazy amount of speed. Bob gets loose. He checks up big, slides it right in front of Adam. Going to check up here, the 10 and the 6 here.
And coming to 5 laps to go. This time by, Ryan Bean is starting to kind of trail away from his teammate. Does Harold Watkins or Kevin Ruff have anything for him? Or will we see the caution flag fly once again here? 5 to go, this time by the line.
5 to go. A lot of single file in this lap. Coming to turn number 1 and 2, the most troublesome corner of the entire season. Oh, and Adam Boughton gets wicked loose. Almost caused another caution. 3 wide, massively down the back straightaway here. Bob in the middle, he's going to give it up. The 4, Brock Potter, takes a 2 for 1 with 3 in the 83.
The 83 of Gangan way up the racetrack there, but you could just see Ryan Bean is loving what he's seeing, but he just doesn't want to caution and almost has one caused by his teammate Shrinthal there. Gets a little loose off turn 4, and guess what? Despite the damage, Ryan Bean, fast lap of the race, 33.501. But Harold Watkins is still right there if he could just put it together for another 3.5 laps.
It's going to be the 28 and the 23. I think Ryan's got this thing, man. He's got 5+ car links on his teammate. Clean air. This 28 is sitting real pretty. This is the battle now. 3rd place, the final podium position for the Nerditudes Nerd TV interview at the end of tonight's race. Is it going to be Kevin or is it going to be Rusty? It's these two deciding it. Look at the 6 running the Ryan Blaney line there on Sunday, but that time did not work for him. He's going to give up a lot of position on the track there.
Yeah, a lot of positions lost there, but look at Rusty Modesty. Just such a great night for him in that 6 machine. Kind of fell back a little bit outside the top 20, and he's gained a lot of spots back. This time by, though, 2 laps to go. Time's running out for Harold Watkins here. Ryan Bean is driving right now the race of his career here in the RSR. I mean, think about it, Jeremy. He went from wrecked, a great card, never really got to the lead, but at one point he did, and then he got wrecked, basically. You know, and it wasn't anybody's fault, but he's just going to have to hang on here if he can see this white flag. 1 lap to go. This 28's sitting real pretty right now. This is exactly what he needs if he wants to gain any points on that 45.
Checkered flag will be the next flag to fly. 1 to go. Presented by Elevated Sports, your esports racing here. And commanding lead, 5 car length, still over the 23. Wreck in turn 1. Not sure who was that. I think I saw the 3 of Fitzpatrick on the outside there. More wreck can happen. There's the 2 with Shrinthal. Across the front of Richie Coy and quite a few others. Does not matter. It's the final lap. We stay green. And there it is. For the 6th time this season, the 7th time, Ryan Bean is your victory winner for the Victory Fuel 200.
Great driving by Ryan Bean all night long. Stayed in it. And Jeremy, we both thought that this guy was done after that wreck he had. I mean, that car was destroyed. He came in. He took the damage. He sat back there, just continued to dig at it all night long. And look at it. It paid off. Sure, he had cautions help him, but, man, what a drive for Ryan Bean in the 28.
His teammate come in the collisionary bump there. Multiple bumps. Pushing him around the track here as he's going to celebrate for the 7th time this season. He came into this race 66 points back of his teammate Nate Campbell. And going to close that gap just a little bit here. And as he does the burnout, we're going to do the unofficial results here. Presented by Victory Fuel. Ryan Being in P1, Harold Watkins second, Kevin Ruff in third, Rusty fourth, fifth place Brock Potter, sixth Nathan Campbell, seventh be Bob Fitzpatrick, eighth place Nolan Potter, ninth Kevin Zabadil in 10th place Brandon Gagnon.
Yeah, and then to round out your top 20, you have an 11th Adam Boughton, Stephen Raystick, Zach Shrinthal, Little, Blasity, Richie Coy, heartbreaker for him tonight. And then you have Anthony Ludi, Jerry Culver, Hodge, and Marc-Andre Thibodeau rounds out the top 20.
21st on back is going to be Matt Hayden, Anthony Younes, James Catrone, Robert Fitzpatrick, Jeff Chandler, Steve Potter, Michael Carter, Kent Mueller, Kane Lee, and Michael Sheffield round out tonight's 30-car lineup for tonight's race at the Worldwide Technology Raceway. We're going to go to full screen commercial break, gather up our top three. We'll be right back. And welcome to the Martin Sports Post-Race Show. We got tonight's top three gathered up here from the Victory Field 200. Third place is going to be the number 99 of Kevin Ruff and the BestOne tire for Dark Horse Mustang. Kevin, congrats on the P3.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yes, sir. Crazy race overall. You avoided, I think, at least two incidences to my knowledge, and you didn't have the best qualifying effort. So between you trying to drive your way through the field and trying to avoid those wrecks, how did you find yourself P3?
Just being patient, being smart. I mean, this is a great league, but there was a lot of silly stuff going on tonight. Just people not being patient. You could tell there was people that did not put in the practice. No way in intention am I bashing this league because I love this league. I love what we do here, but it just was not a good product tonight.
Yeah, and Kevin, obviously, talk about those incidents there. I mean, it seemed like off turn number 2 tonight, and you talk about the practice, obviously, and I guess that segues into this question. Is turn 2 seemed to be the troublesome spot all night long. Guys were just trying to give room, but they weren't, but they were, but then they weren't. Do you feel the same? Like turn 2 just seemed to be that troublesome spot for everybody all night long?
Turn 1 and 2 reminded me of Iowa. And Iowa, if you go in there, it's like an ice skating ring in 1 and 2. You know exactly what I'm talking about. And there's a certain bump in the track where, it'll throw you out of place. It's kind of the same here, at Gateway, and I've been there to 3 races in person to see it, and it's the same way in real life. And then turn 3 and 4 is more like Phoenix to me. That's the 2 best comparisons I could put in. I mean, it was more of you can't throw too much brake in there because obviously you'll just start skating. And it's just you gotta be patient, man. Like I hate how these cars take so many laps to warm up to get them loosened because they're so tight. Like if you noticed on the restarts, I mean, you saw me a couple times when I was towards the front. The car was so tight coming out of 2. You're just shooting up wide and you have to let out the throttle. So I mean, it's just more being patient and being smart with it, honestly.
Yeah, very tricky track to tackle for sure. I always say it's like it's a Phoenix and a Darlington had a baby, but I guess Iowa's a great third one in there to kind of throw the ultimate comparison. But you did it, man. You found somehow to find third place. Michelle Rittenberry's been on the chats rooting for you all night long, like she usually does, and you finally get the top 3 once more. So, floor is yours. Final thoughts before we let you
go. Just thanks to you guys. You guys always do a great broadcast. Appreciate you guys being patient. That was a very long broadcast tonight, so you guys did awesome. Great content. Appreciate what you guys do. Thanks to Michelle. I appreciate her watching. I got a couple other people that watch too, a couple coworkers and stuff. Thanks to BestOne Tire for what they do for me in real life and for allowing us to, be the main sponsor of this league. Thanks to my teammates. They were very patient with me. I had 18X going into those last couple restarts, so we were like trying to like brainstorm which was the best way so we wouldn't get me DQ'd. So just thanks to them for being patient, and yeah, let's take the momentum and keep running.
That's a staggering number. 18X from the guy who finished third place, man. Somehow you made it without getting the DQ, but congrats once more, and we'll catch you next week.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. That was number 99, Kevin Ruff, throwing out his thoughts on tonight's race. Great league, just the product not there tonight with those 12 cautions. Second place, though, the 23, Harold Watkins, arguably one of the fastest cars here tonight. Harold, congratulations on P2.
It doesn't feel so good, but thanks.
Yeah, Ryan Bean and Richie Coy had an incident, and man, that opened the door for you, and I thought for sure that was yours. There was no way the 28 was going to recover. But cautions and repairs are made, and he jumped spot after spot and got to you. So, I mean, it's a great performance from your car for sure. Just too many cautions and brought him back into the picture. What could have you maybe have done different, if anything, to compete for that victory tonight?
Well, on the restart that he passed me, I definitely was cautious going into one, and I just opened the door for him. And then by the time you got no matter what lane you started in first, you got a huge gap. I had a huge gap. I still played it cautious and just let him get by, and that was pretty much it. Once he had the lead, he wasn't going to play it safe. Why would he? I mean, he was down and out. So, and then there's no catching him after that.
Yeah, and Harold, listen, man, despite obviously coming up P2, I know that's not where you wanted to finish. You ran up into the top 5 to top 3 all night long, led a good majority of the race as well in that last third of it. I mean, what more could you have had happen for you to obviously get to victory lane? I know you got that win earlier this year at Dover, and the way that things seem to be playing out for you here late in the going. It, again, like Jeremy had mentioned, it looked like it was going to be yours, but it seems like the cautions just plagued you guys all night long up there as the leaders.
Yeah, cautions breed cautions, especially in this league. Everyone drives over their head thinking the only thing they can do is pass on the restart. I mean, I think our team constantly proves that even if you don't start up front, or if you just actually have racecraft, you can move up through the field. But everyone wants to just send it in and act like an idiot, and we get the same caution from the same people every single week to cause this. I mean, I was up by 2 seconds on that green flag run, and everyone else had to pit pretty much. And it's just how this league goes, unfortunately, right now.
10-4 on that, man. Strong thoughts from the majority of the drivers I've spoke to so far, and kind of just listened on the radios. But nonetheless, though, at the end of the day, you got P2, so you did better than 29 other guys. So don't hang your head on that one there. But the floor is yours. Final thoughts before we let you go.
Yeah, again, worst feeling P2 ever right now. Maybe I'll get over it tomorrow, but shout out to my teammates. Proud of everything that we got accomplished in this race. I know we had some technical issues and people running a little late. They got in, I think for the most part, raced it fairly clean. I mean, I know we had our issues here and there, but appreciate all them. Appreciate you guys in the booth. I can't wait to watch it back and relive this pain. Thanks to Ludi and Sheffield for running the league, and yeah, that's about it.
Can't wait to relive the pain. What a sentence right there, my guy. But congrats on the P2 nonetheless. We'll catch
Thank
next week, and hopefully next week it'll be a much cleaner, much more eventful race on the positive side of things.
Hey, it's a road course, so there shouldn't be any yellows. So fingers crossed that we can actually run that one green.
Hey, this is true. This is very true. Good luck out there in Sonoma next week.
Thanks, guys.
Yes, sir. And that was the 23 Harold Watkins, also giving out those thoughts and opinions about tonight's race. But, you know, the smile is on one person's face. And for the 7th time in 2024, Ryan Bean, congratulations on the victory tonight.
Oh, thank you. I have no idea how that one happened.
I don't know. You tell me, man. You and the 19 got crossed up. It looked like James Catrone got loose, slowed up, and in your blind spot, you didn't see what was going on, and you hit the 20 or the 19. You both went down to the infield. You hit your left front kind of good, and I thought, and I did say at one point, you're done from a race contention. And well, here I am eating my words, talking to you. What's going on?
Oh man, yeah, that incident. I mean, I guess I got the blame for it, but I think it's more racing than anything. I didn't know Richie was getting loose. I think that's what started it. He got loose. I couldn't see it in time, and I hit him, and it just kerfuffled from there. If that's a real word, I have no idea. But yeah, I thought I was done too. You know, at that point, I'm just like, all right, let me try to get a top 10 or something, or whatever. And I fixed a majority of my damage. I think I still had like, I don't know, 20 seconds, 30 seconds left. I fixed a lot of damage today, and yeah, everybody reckon was helping. It's unfortunate that our league can't run a track like this, but it works out for me when I have bad races. So we'll take them how they come.
Ryan, obviously you talk about bad races for you. You go back to Kansas. You had that mishap in the beginning of the race towards it, and never really recovered. You finished multiple laps down. I actually think you finished. I think you actually DNF'd, but
Yeah, I left that one. Yep.
yeah, exactly. So coming into tonight, obviously, and one of the big talking points we've been talking about over the last few weeks, ever since that happened, is your gap to your teammate was by the skin of your teeth in the points, and then after Kansas, it grew exponentially. Talk about obviously how that motivates you to get out there. You didn't quit, and look where you're at now, man. You're sitting in victory lane, and you're just keep getting after it.
Yeah, being the way all the wins I've gotten, you don't have anybody in front of you. I like to chase, and obviously I missed the race after Kansas, which doesn't help even more. But we got some drop races, so I mean it might actually be closer than it looks on our point system. But yeah, it gives me something to chase. Obviously, Nate's fast, so it's gonna elevate my game. Hopefully, it's elevating everybody's game. I mean, Harold, I think easily had the fastest car on a long run today. I was able to capitalize on a restart there, but overall, I mean, it's good for me. I've been wanting a carrot to chase. I tell you guys all the time. So Nate's stepping up, and I think it's making me better.
Apparently so. And, of course, we're still waiting if any moment you cannot make a Tuesday for the new position of your employment. We're waiting on that. If it doesn't happen, I mean, at least
I can say
scheduling wise,
it's not looking good. I may still be here long term, so we'll see. Which is fine. It was a cool opportunity, but it was SpaceX, by the way. I'll say it out loud. I had an interview with them, but in the aviation field, so it is what it is. I may not get it. Sounds like so. Turned out I'll be here, so now we got to
awesome
erase
if
this
you
point
can.
gap.
Yeah, right. For real. That would be a cool position, but at the end of the day, you do what you can, and either way, congratulations on the win for the 7th time tonight. Floor is yours. Final thoughts before we let you go here this evening.
Yeah, got to thank Ludi for putting on the show, and Sheffield. Can't do it without him. I know we give him a hard time after these races, but it's gonna happen in every league. Thank you guys up in the booth. You guys are great. Can't wait to watch this one back. Now that I passed probably 100 cars today, and I thank the boys at Stealth, and I got to thank the rest of the league for wrecking as much as they did, because I wouldn't have gotten all those spots. So yeah, on to the next one, which is probably one of my favorites. So good luck to everybody else.
Two quotes out there. Harold saying he's going to go back and rewatch The Pain. And then you just thanked everyone for wrecking the quotes that are coming out of this race tonight, man.
Two sides of the story. You see them both there.
Yeah, that's all right. All right, dude. Have a good rest of your night, and we'll catch you next week.
Thanks. Have a good night, guys.
You too. And that was Ryan Bean, driver the number 28, sponsored by the HendrickCars.com/for sale, maybe not for sale. Jason, Dustin?
Man, after that one, I might not be drinking Victory Fuel to rehydrate. I might not be dropping a Space Panda Delta 8 or 9 gummy right now. But man, I gotta have me an ice cold Surfside iced tea vodka lemonade after that one, because that was very, very eventful. Probably the most eventful race we've seen all year long. And we've seen a lot of eventful races. These guys mean business when they come here to FTSR. Lots of banter, lots of rivalries, heated discussions after a race that you were talking to us about, Jeremy, you heard on your end inside the race session before you had to leave, because you were like, there's too much going on. I can't listen to this. What a race. What a drive comeback for Ryan Bean to be able to capitalize on an issue that wasn't necessarily even anybody's fault. It was just a racing product. Guys checked up, come together. Unfortunately, that's what's going to happen. I don't think there was one car that probably didn't touch the wall here tonight at Gateway. But hey, man, he's going to be closing in that gap. Nate Campbell, though, was still able to recover, obviously, for a 6th place finish. So it's not going to be as big enough of a gap as what we probably thought it was when Nate Campbell had those issues. But still, every little bit helps Ryan Bean.
Yeah, absolutely here. And it looks like he might be here for the long run. So this 45-28 battle, Dustin, going to be really close here if it keeps up like this.
And it's going to be really close, especially with drop races and everything else for the championship. It could be gearing up to be a real close one. And there was one car that did and did not hit the wall. One car that we know did 0x, and that was Rusty Modesty, even though his car exploded under caution and then magically fixed itself. So some crazy lag there, but he did 0x. So there was one that made it out safe. But yeah, it's going to gear up to be a good one. I mean, it really is. It's tough. I mean, you come to tracks like this here, and Jeremy, I mean, I've always been one. I do not like the Gen 7 car. I really haven't. It doesn't drive like other stock cars. It seems to have more handling issues when you come to more of these tracks like this here. That the Gen 6 and the Xfinity and the trucks tend to handle a little bit better. You don't see a lot of the looseness. You don't see a lot of the issues, just because the Gen 7 is constructed and built completely different than the other two Premier Series. So I don't know if it's the car combo or what, but I mean, you come to tracks like this here, which are driver tracks to begin with, and it's tough. It really is.
Yeah, I thought it was difficult to drive. Clearly, everyone else thought turn 2 was difficult to drive, and but we got Sonoma next week. It's not repaved like the real life stuff, but it's still going to be, I think, a fun race. These Gen 7 cars are based off of the V8 Supercar version 3 chassis, from what I was told, which is a road car. So, we might see some fun racing next week here on Tuesday. But we're going to bring this broadcast down to a close. Going to have Scott Martin take us through our partners one last time through a little video. But you guys stay safe. And as always, get your nerd on.
This presentation is brought to you in part by
Martin Sports. Get the apparel, look stylish, be badass with apparel from Martin Sports. martinsports.gg. iRacing iFlag. Must-have flag marshaling system for any aspiring sim racer. Get yours today at iracingiflag.com. Boomer button boxes. Total sim control at your fingertips. boomerbuttonboxes.com. If you race hard, then you need to rock hard.
And no station gets you harder than
iRock935.com. If you're a collector and that's your game, then Dusty Pete's, that's the name. DustyPete's.com. TWRS. Got the rig? Got the sim? Now get the speed with setups from TeamWatsonRacing.com.
Back when nothing truly